All right, people. We are fucking live. Awkward Menage, not Panage, because that sounds like some type of weird ass sex act. But this is the passion of hip hop. We are not talking about Pachina today, okay? So we got a special guest on the line, Savior Monroe. Everybody,
yo. What's good, world?
This guy is a fucking monster. He's a legend in these fucking streets on the hip hop scene. You know, he's not a murderer or anything. You know, don't worry about that.
Nah, not unless it's the microphone.
Him, no.
Believe that.
Then of course, you know, we have our regular two on here along with your boy Mercenary the Don. We have Shoe DeVille.
Wait a minute. Regular
and Nabor.
I got the extraordinary MCs of Awkward Menage.
The what? I guess Masters of Ceremony. Good answer.
I ain't breaking up. It's happy.
You know, we're not gonna get into this rap career of Nabor today, okay?
Yes, I got you, and I got Savior Monroe on the line, and I'm gonna say it again. I've been saying it for years. One of y'all gotta write me some bars. I can rap. I just can't write. I think I can rap anyway. It's a thought, not a accurate. You know.
I mean, I've literally only done ghostwriting for 2 people ever. In over 20 years of being in the studio and whatnot, I've literally only written twice for anybody else.
I actually was hired to write for a company called Consent Records. So I've written for at least 5 or 6 people professionally, and maybe 7 other rappers that just wanted to rap at the time. And they was just like you, yeah, write me some shit. And I wrote it. But it's, it's always more to it than just the writing. Niggas can't rap. They ain't got natural rhythm.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, anybody that just sits there and looks at the way that I structure, the way that I write my lyrics, they will never be able to figure that shit out completely.
Not at all. You gotta drop a little, a demo track, let them learn it that way. Right. They can't just read the shit and know how to do it. It's so much more to it. But
by the time you finish ghostwriting some shit, you might as well just fuck around and do it yourself.
That's a fact. Unless you writing outside of your genre. I wrote a lot of R&B and reggae, so I couldn't do that shit, but they could. So I would, that worked. But if I'm writing a rap song for another person that want to rap, by the time I get done writing it, and I look back at it, it's I might as well rap this shit myself, because it's gonna take them a lot longer to get it than me.
Right.
Welcome to
that's what I found out the couple times that I did write for other people. It was I was standing there where I would have knocked this verse out in the required amount of time at the point, because this is back in probably 02. This was when niggas was still paying for studio time for real.
Right.
So I'm in there. I'm okay, we got an hour. We got 2 songs to do. Then this motherfucker that I was ghostwriting for is in that motherfucker on the microphone for a half hour.
Oh no!
Straight, you know what I'm saying? So of course I was sitting there, just man, I'm about to just do the verse myself.
So let me ask y'all a question then, since we're talking about hip hop. What is the song, artist, or album that you realize, man, I love this shit? It's my shit.
That's easy for me. I used to rap it every day in the lunchroom. Shit, LL Cool J, I'm Bad. I think that was the very first song that I was this is my shit. I actually knew the words to that, little as I was.
I think the first thing that made me, the first rapper
I can't hear you talking.
You can't hear me?
So hard.
I can hear
me. I'm about to say, yo, you still can't hear me? Who can't hear me?
I don't even.
She choppy. I can't hear her now.
You gotta love technology.
That's that
Somebody
what
name was supposed to be
Mars
Sailor
retrograde or
Moon.
whatever the fuck
Like
they
his
said it
like,
is, or Mercury or whatever the fuck. I don't know
I,
shit. It's
yeah,
some shit.
Oh,
Mercury
Mercury
retrograde.
Mercury
retrograde.
retrograde.
Yeah,
Yeah, all my shit
yeah.
been fucking up.
Damn, y'all can't hear me
Yeah, I
though.
still can't hear you.
That's what I'm like. I can hear you. I can hear
Merch,
everybody.
I can hear
Let him
Merch
leave and
very
come back
well.
in.
I can hear Robin.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't really know. I'm gonna wait till she come back before I answer since it was her question. You
Right.
know what
That makes sense.
I'm saying?
But I don't know. I think what really made me, I don't know. I think what made me actually believe that I could do it is like, we came popped up around the perfect time for hip hop because like we had all them little kids running around rapping and shit. Yeah, Crisscross, ABC,
Real
like
shit.
like the other weak ass groups like the Puppies and all, it was like a bunch of little gimmicky ass groups and shit running around with little kids and shit. Like, so that let us know that like, okay, yeah, I could do that shit.
Yeah, you ain't got to be an older person to do it. You know what I'm saying? That I would definitely say, no matter however you want to slice it, Crisscross was a huge inspiration. Just because, like you said, it let me know that people around my age, I was younger, obviously, but around my age, we could do that shit. Like, damn, we could actually get on rapping. They young as fuck, but we could do it. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely inspiration. I wouldn't say they were the ones that got me thinking I could rap, but I want to say they were probably the ones that I was rapping the most when I was in school. Like just because
They was like the ones our parents would actually let us listen to.
listen to exactly first and foremost, like out the gate. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
terrible. I was like second to none.
See, my sisters was always running around listening to like gangster shit. So it was like, I had one sister listening to gangster shit, and then you had the other one banging 2 Live Crew and all that shit. So I mean, I was my hip hop was well rounded, I guess, but
Right.
shit. But we also all kind of just, of course, everybody loved Tribe.
Yeah. I think real shit. The first shit I ever heard was probably like Run DMC. The first shit I actually heard, and I was floored by that. I was like, damn, this shit kind of crazy. Like, just out the gate. But I think NWA for me was probably the first group that made me want to be like, I want to do this because them niggas is cussing like a motherfucker and they have a reason to do that. So
wait, what? They said a record, it was like 72 times they said the word nigga throughout the album. Like
that type of shit. Like, damn, like that's crazy.
I mean, but what did they expect? The name of the group was Niggas with Attitude. So you gonna have nigga pop up over and over again. Shit.
Exactly. That shit's crazy.
I mean, they rewrote the word. They rewrote the word nigger into nigger.
Yep. Nigga. Like, damn.
Like, they didn't even spell. They didn't even finish off words. It was like it wasn't niggas with attitude. It was niggas with attitude.
Leaving off the whole extra letter and shit.
Right. They started all that new tech shit that niggas be doing. Like, remember a few years ago, it was like E's were 3s and S's were 5s and all that stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
They started
NWA, man, flat out. So I would definitely say them.
The first song I heard that made me like, oh, this is some shit was Slick Rick. Children's Story.
Children's Story.
And then I heard Doggy Style, which is probably a weird album to listen to at such a young age and fall in love with hip hop. But that was
that was the one.
I went all in after that.
Hey, look, what you mentioned in Slick Rick, I just thought about something. Like I was thinking about this last night too, because I was listening to Dana Dane, right? And I was like, hold up. I was like, see, back then, if you sounded too much like somebody else, nobody would listen to your ass for real. Like Dana Dane is not really like ever mentioned in like one of the hip hop greats, even though he has some dog ass stories. Like, you know what I'm saying? But because he tried so hard to sound like Slick Rick, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People kind of just like blew past him, like, yeah, whatever, fuck that day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit.
And that's sad too, because I don't know if he was purposely trying to sound like Slick Rick or if he just had it, but his storytelling skills were fucking impeccable.
Right.
I'm concerned. He was a great storyteller.
That's just like you hear people talking about battle rap and all of that. I'm like, damn, you don't never hear about like the old school battlers like Busy Bee and all of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you would think that people would be more ingrained in it. That's why hip hop done lost the culture. because ain't nobody paying attention to who older. Because then I was like, if you older than fucking 35, half the time motherfuckers saying you old in hip hop. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is stupid as fuck to me. Personally, that's just dumb as hell because it's like, okay, if I was like James Brown danced around till he fucking died, you know what I'm saying? It's music. It's not.
Right.
I don't see what there should be like a fucking age criteria for music unless you're
and
thinking about falling in love with 4-year-olds and
I
you're like,
agree. Age shouldn't matter. Race for the most part shouldn't matter. It's all just fucking music. Music has no colors. It just technically the notes are black.
Right.
And that's only if you write them in black.
Exactly. You write them in red and it still mean the same thing, you know?
Still the exact same thing.
It's it should just be universal. So I don't understand why there's so much friction when it
listen,
comes
first of all, this is what people have to understand. Hip hop in itself, if you go into the history of hip hop, if you even go back and you start looking at the movies, Wild Style, Beat Street, all of that, you have black people, Puerto Ricans, and all kind of shit running around dancing and breakdancing, rapping, all kind of shit, airbrushing, spray painting, all kind of shit. So I mean, it's like, that's just some. That's that. I hate to put it this way. That's that nigga retort. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's like, okay, no, this is ours. We know who the fuck started it. But I mean, come on now. There was a bunch of other motherfuckers involved too. Let's be totally honest about this. When Rainbow died, everybody felt mad, damn it. It's like shit. Like to me, I'm like, no, like. I don't understand that, like the whole culture vulture bullshit that motherfuckers be clowning on. It's like, okay, when motherfuckers create some shit moves forward, it affects people. What the
fuck? Looking like John Mayer and shit. John Mayer has haircut.
With the culture vulture thing, it all depends though, because like if you grab onto something and don't really care about the root of it, the foundation of it, and you trying to monetize off of it and get over, then that's like where the culture vulture shit really comes into play. But if you really got your,
that's like 80% of fucking rappers now.
Yeah, you could call them motherfucking culture vultures, honestly.
that's 80%
like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah, like that. They not exempt just because they, young or black. Like you could be a vulture. Vulture, you ain't got to be white to be a vulture.
No, but that's why I said it's a nigga before when it comes down to hip hop. Like it's hours and hours and hours.
Absolutely.
It just got real somewhere. Shit got real.
Yeah. It's like sound like it's 18 more people on here.
This is the baby that I helped.
They be going crazy over there. Baby got bars.
Somebody drop a beat. Drop a beat.
You don't just hold me.
I'm about to make an action.
That's how my house sound when I got the kids.
I don't want anything. I just made my shit now.
Hi.
What's up, though?
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
Welcome to the conversation. Talking about when we first fell in love with hip hop music. What was the song, so sorry. The artist, the track, the album?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Go for it, sir.
Do you really want to know?
Uh-oh, yes. Well, I gotta hear this. This sounds like it's
about to be
shit, man. Why I fell in love with hip hop. It was 1990. The year was 1992. I was riding in a Camaro with my father, and Tone Loc came on. Loked After Dark. Yes, you know the one. You know the one. But Tone Loc, Loked After Dark came on the radio in 1992 in a Camaro. It was a white Camaro with T-tops and everything. And I heard this flow. right? It's been redone by so many other rappers. It's been done so many times, but the way that Tone Loc spit it, and also him being in Poetic Justice with Tupac, also solidified that in my head. I was like, okay, Tone Loc is a cool dude. And he was in Bebe's Kids talking about it ain't time to go. You remember that shit?
Hey,
He's got two watches on.
wasn't he Seabear's voice on Seabear Jamal too later on?
Yeah, yes, yes. He's like, it ain't time to go. I didn't really give a fuck about him before that, but after that, I was like, oh man, this guy must be onto something. So he dropped that shit. Funky Cole Medina and Wild Thing and Funky Cole Medina were popping at this time. But like, on the album, as with any other like one hit wonder or whatever they would call you,
right?
The rest of the album was all
around
better.
that time, like Sir Mix-a-Lot,
Right.
Buttermilk biscuits, here we go. Sip the flower.
But
I mean, damn, come on the board. You could have at least started making copies on Broadway or something. Damn.
That is my shit.
All right, look. All right. Well, yeah, around the time when all that came out, he had an album out, and on the album was some really banging ass bars. He had some bars. They were real, just amazing.
Right.
And so,
Okay.
oh, guess who's
Talk about bars, bar-tastic people.
So,
Heavy.
guess who's with me?
Bars,
So anyway,
heavy motherfuckers. I think all of you guys have a lot of good bars.
I appreciate that.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Snow, right?
it took years to get there, shit, but
Definitely took a very long time to get
it takes
to this
time.
level.
It takes a lot of time. I remember when you used the bar in the ciphers and shit.
Yeah. If I would have did those type of ciphers early in the career, people would have been like, he
I know.
But luckily, time and time again, when you love the craft, you love the art, you're gonna constantly do it, constantly practice, constantly try to perfect, and here we go 20 years later.
It's constant growth. I think I was telling Ed, like the first album I ever reviewed from you, I did not give it a good
interview for me.
review. And now
No, I know.
dope. Niggas praises like fucking amazing.
Yeah, man, the growth. You gotta let her admire the growth, And I'm glad that I was able to grow. I'm glad I didn't quit. I always tell people that get to a certain point in their career, don't quit, because you only gonna get better. You can literally only get better. Don't quit. But I could have quit a long time ago. And just gave up on everything. And it would have been, I would have felt like I was empty, because I love hip hop so much. If you stop what you love, you're not gonna feel right. Even if people tell you you're not good, keep going until you get better. Like, there's no harm in getting better.
Right.
Yeah, I think what makes it so hard for me to actually do an album is because it's like, I can't really stick to a storyline for real. But like, I have absolutely I don't have any real definitive like style per se. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Okay.
It's like I'll be on some extra lyrical, over the top, bar heavy type shit, and then next thing you know, I'm on some real serious, emotional type shit. As far as like like what I'm saying. But
bar heavy? What? Give me some examples of artists who are bar heavy for y'all. What do you consider bar heavy?
Shit, off rip, Pharaoh Munch.
Pharaoh all day. I love Pharaoh Munch.
I love Pharaoh Munch.
Right. Like if you listen, like if you listen to that War album, like you got a song called Agent Orange, right? song deep as fuck, but it's
Agent
like,
Orange is one of the best songs ever recorded. Not
Yeah,
even
that's
on Pharaoh. Not even. It's not even about him. That is one of the greatest songs, just because.
Like the song that actually made me want to step up my lyrics as far as like, you know, actually like going for the vocab and metaphors and the punches and all of that type of stuff. Well, it had to be it's another Pharoah Month song, World War III off of Sound Bombing 2. Like when I heard him start spitting, I was like, oh shit. Like, my eyes got big as fuck, and I was like, God damn, who is this, right?
That whole Ruckus Records era was dope as fuck. When Mos Def first came out, that whole era was amazing.
Man.
That's the era I always tell people I wish I came up in that era, because they would have pushed me so far lyrically. It's crazy. Like, I have to get inspiration from going back to it or when it was happening. But when it was happening, I was writing and getting better and rapping. But if I would have actually already had a name during that era, I would have felt like I fit right in. It would have been crazy.
Right. I mean, but see, that's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? I hate to sound cliche, but, you know, of course, you see things in 2020 in hindsight. Like, you know, but like when I first heard like a lot of that raucous shit, I was just like, I was in amazement. Like, I was just sitting there stuck, like, damn. Like, this is what the fuck is out there. Okay, shit, bet. Now I gotta be better than such and such.
Exactly. It literally made you step your game up. And what raucous did for me and a lot of the artists was, it made me feel like it was okay to be like lyrical and nerdy if necessary. Like, because we was listening to like No Limit and Cash Money and a bunch of other like raunchy ass like hardcore artists, DMX, you know, Jay-Z, who was street, and it was
what about that No Limit Top Dog though? When Snoop Dogg was on No Limit.
Hey, low-key, I forgot about that one.
Damn, God. Yeah, you forgot that. That's crazy. Snoop was that guy, man.
Yeah, Snoop was the shit, man. Like, but I don't know. Like, I always did kind of lean towards the lyrical rappers, but it was just until once I heard Pharoah Month, that's when I was like, that's something completely different. Like,
You didn't have to.
No, like you figure, like I was already listening to Eric B and Rakim young.
Yeah, same here.
You know what I'm saying? Then of course, you know, like you got
about Spice One though.
Oh, Spice One always be
absolutely.
Cool
Rap, you know what I'm saying? I always been a fan of the more lyrical stuff, but it felt like, I don't know, it just felt like with these guys being new, because the whole thing for me, I looked at rap as being like, it was a transitional phase. Right. So I felt like, you know, you had Eric B and Rakim, you had Big Daddy Kane, you had Coogee Rap and those type of artists. And then you start hearing more like the more street stuff. Like, they're not really being, I mean, don't get me wrong, Coogee Rap was street, Rakim was street, everybody was street. But it seemed like they put lyrics first and a message first. Right. Some type of message. Then you got guys that just came out talking that shit, and it was like, all right, this is where rap is at. And then Rockers brought it back to being like lyrical storytelling, which is kind of what I always wanted to be. So.
I think what I liked about Rockers was it was like they kept it like another cliche moment. They kept it in the essence for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly.
With me being a complete and total fucking like actual hip hop head, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you pay attention, like I'm always listening to like some older hip hop. Like, I'm not really listening to like the new shit. And that's why I be lost as hell when y'all start talking about niggas' new albums and shit. Unless it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's Nas or something, yeah, I'll be on it already. But shit. Like,
so, speaking on Nas, what do you think of Nas's new shit?
You talking about
he lost.
You talking about the Lost Tapes too?
I didn't hear that
too.
Yeah, that too.
I didn't hear the whole thing, but I've heard a couple tracks that I thought were pretty dope. That should
I
be
mean, I heard a lot of. I
man.
didn't like.
It's not lost. They weren't lost. They were not lost tapes.
Of course they went off.
Lost.
That's brand new shit that he's
Okay.
labeling
Come on,
lost
we know
tapes.
that.
Yep.
you
So
gotta know that. That's like okay.
I know
Nah,
you can't
Tupac is
flow
one
like
thing
this.
because you still hear all the fuck ups in the background and shit. They just heard them through some shit
Hell
together.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Artists
Nah,
that
Listen
haven't
to
even
the
been around that long is in the background.
no.
DJ Khaled is in the background of the lost tapes.
Who heard the new Royce?
Lost tape featuring Lil
Hey,
Baby.
that new race was incredible.
Featuring Lil Baby.
yeah, I gotta check that out. I saw when it dropped too, because I got an alert on my phone about the new Royce shit. I ain't
Featuring
listening
Dub Baby, Lil Baby, and every other baby. All the babies.
to all the baby.
Featuring Baby,
Hey,
Cash Money Baby.
Hey, hold on.
Every
Look,
baby.
oh, look, one day I was on Facebook and
Acting like it's a lost tape.
you know I'm ignorant of shit, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, so you got the baby, little baby, baby. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna come out with an album. My name gonna be Grandbaby. I was like, fuck
That's why I become Step Baby. That's why I become Step Baby.
might as well keep it going, shit.
Yep. I'm Step Baby.
That's
Step Baby and Half Baby.
baby.
That's not my baby. That's not my baby. You are not the baby's father. That's me. Hey.
Bastard baby. That's gonna be my name, the bastard baby. Even though I'm not the bastard, but still.
The bastard
No,
baby. Hey, but that's really it's really no different than that whole little, like everybody was little something for a minute. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
Right.
that was
Oh yeah,
Little
yeah.
Flip.
You know what? We went through the phase
Little
of the little. Then we got the young.
Go wrong with your little Bow Wow. Everybody was little something.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Lil something or big something.
Right.
Or
Lil
big
Zane.
something.
Lil
Lil
Zane,
Zane. Don't get me started on Lil Zane.
You had Lil Troy. You had shit. Let's
Hey,
see.
Lil Zane, he
White.
did his thing though.
Hey, look, I just recently
Lil Zane,
watched an interview recently about Lil
you
Zane.
ain't getting none tonight. Yeah, he did his thing.
BET got a little web series, I guess, called Find It. Like where they go looking for like these artists that blew up for a minute and kind of disappeared. Lil Zane
Oh, the one hit wonders.
Lil Zane really wasn't no one hit wonder though. Like it was like
like a 2-hit wonder, 3-hit wonder.
Like Lil Zane blew the fuck up for it. But then it was just like everybody started making the Tupac comparisons and shit. But you know what I'm saying? He addressed that shit though. He was like, you know, basically that was one of his biggest influences. So he so good with people thinking that he sounded like Pac. I mean,
they were saying that he was ghost written by Pac.
which is fucking hilarious. But hey,
I know. They were saying he had his album written by Pac.
That's fucking retarded.
I know. But if you really look into it, it might have happened. I mean,
he did say he met Pac. They said he was talking about how he met Pac a couple one time,
yeah.
whatever.
No, he did meet Tupac. There's pictures of him and Tupac.
Right.
But they say that his first album was ghost written by Tupac.
Who's? I'm sorry.
I mean, you know, it could be.
I mean, that's what Rolling Stone said
Whose first album?
back in 1998.
I mean, when you listen to the lyrics, I live the life of a celebrity.
They also say that about Trick Daddy's first album too.
Like calling me does sound like some Pac shit all day. Like
everything he spit sounds like Tupac.
Like that,
you know what I'm saying?
That was like the only like it was calling me and like a couple other songs that I actually paid any real attention to, but
right.
Like shit, back then I had a short attention span because I was busy making music my damn self.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know,
gonna hold you. I was never like I'm about to pop in that new Lil Zane. I just nah.
right? Like
Yeah,
you,
no.
it was like the shit would come on the
Why
radio,
would
and I'd
you
be
be?
like, oh, okay,
I don't know. I think I was like one of the only females in my age group that I hung out with that listened to that gangsta shit.
no, I knew a
Like
few.
everybody
Listen, you'll be surprised how many
else,
females run around listening to
but
shit
they
like
wanted
3-6 Mafia
the fucking
before Pop That Lolly and all that shit.
I would hope not.
Like
motherfuckers listening to 3-6 Mafia like late night tip days and shit, like on that like extra hard, like almost horrorcore, but not quite type shit.
I'm
like
about
you know,
to pop in
like,
that new
right,
Lil
like
Zane.
well, I mean, like I said though, he blew up. You know what I'm saying? He blew up. He had like a good 2-3 year
What
run.
do
You know what I'm saying?
What do you define as horrorcore?
I mean, like semi horrorcore. Like they wasn't like he wasn't on 3-6 wasn't really on that like
Eshawn,
King Gordon type shit.
It wasn't
I would say Eshawn was horrorcore.
They had songs where you would be sitting there like, God damn, that's dark as fuck. You know what I'm saying? like, and I'd be sitting there banging that shit. So like, matter of fact, when me and Xavier Monroe first met each other, right? We both used to write some like over the top, extra horrible, violent ass shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would argue and say that we were closer to horrorcore when we first met than we've ever been.
Right. I never recorded anything like that. Never recorded shit like that, but that's what the fuck I was writing. I think that was just that, that mid-teen years angst type shit going on in our heads. You know what I'm saying? That was our release. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you figure that's like what, 9th grade?
I love Project Pat.
Oh, that's my dude.
Project Pat was dope. Project Pat dope.
Project Pat.
Well, it's a little purge.
I wouldn't consider him horrorcore though. We off that topic.
Oh no, he a dope dealer.
Unquote,
he was a dope dealer. That's what Project Pat was. He was a dope dealer.
Exactly.
All day.
He makes it seems attractive.
Right, but then on top of it is the way he says the shit.
Gorilla.
You gotta sit there.
Gorilla pimp.
The way he raps the shit is what make it hook you. Like, damn, okay, he kind of sweet. Like, ain't really said too much of shit, but you be all into it.
He had delivery.
He says it so nicely.
He commanded that attention a lot of people can't command.
I know. I don't believe in domestic violence. I don't believe in domestic violence, but Project Pat said it.
Like, he be like, I put the
believe violence.
It's okay.
You be like, shit, I'm gonna punch a bitch in her lip for two. Shit.
I'm about to put snow on the line.
Okay, so does anybody remember, like how we talk about like a long time it was like all the rappers were drug dealers, right?
Like all of them killing y'all.
Does anybody realize that actually changed in like the early 2000s, late 90s and shit?
That what?
Like, you know how we were talking about one day. The rappers used to we say the rappers were all drug dealers and shit for a minute, then all of a sudden, like now it's like they were like everybody's a drug abuser and shit.
Yeah, that's a crazy shit. That's a
all
crazy
right,
shit.
The funny part is this shit was going on when we were in like high school. if you think about these motherfuckers, BG and all these motherfuckers talking about they play with their nose and all of this shit, they was talking about they be snorting cane.
You
So they
need
was
to
the
be
ones that
in on
started
this.
this. I'm a drug user.
What do
You
you
mentioned
mean?
it earlier. Three Six Mafia was heavy into like talking about doing
Everybody knew that.
hard
Like
drugs.
they went from
Man,
using
they was talking about
using
cocaine and shit.
drugs.
And you know what?
Yeah, hip hop
Yeah.
was drug dealers to
What
drug
is with
users.
all this emo rap nowadays too? I was listening to the radio and my daughter just gigging out to this song talking about I just want to die today. Like what the fuck type
Oh, I
of
know
shit
what
is
you're talking
that?
about. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Man,
I,
listen.
I can't really get into that like that.
Maybe it's because the motherfucker was high.
saw that.
Like,
You said motherfuckers
the motherfucker had a bad
I'm
high.
talking.
The motherfucker was having a bad high and wrote a song. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have no idea what's going on. Huh? I can't hear shit.
I done had times where I was drunk as hell and probably wrote some of the realest shit ever.
Nobody's.
Like,
To be
shit, I
honest,
got myself to wrote some real shit.
yeah, to be honest with you, I think most of that shit do come from drugs. Like they just got a bad trip and they start writing some suicidal shit.
So I'm
I
like, man,
really
like,
do believe that.
matter of fact, save it. Perfect,
What
perfect example. Like I was sitting there bored when I was in Alabama when I made These Days. So I was just sitting there drinking. That's when I wrote These Days. Surprisingly, I spit that whole fucking song without like fucking up. But
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, like,
Clean
and that
it,
was
too.
actually like some art, like slightly. That was a more lyrical drill track than most of them. But it was like that I went for it. Like, but I
Yeah,
was like, if I don't record it now, I'm gonna forget how I rapped it, right?
right.
So I think I ended up finishing recording that song. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Not bad. You were still buzzing, still buzzing.
Man, I was still drinking while I was recording. Shit. Like that's
But
what
You
I
know
mean.
what?
That's really what happened for real. Like I was fucked up.
I could see you being fucked up, like drinking or some shit like that, and going into the booth and just laying down some of the illest, rawest shit ever. Because when you're inebriated, like all your inhibitions are gone. You don't give no fucks at that point.
Yeah, you know, your mind's so fucking open.
Yeah, it's gonna come out.
That might be why a lot of the old school artists were still out today were a lot better back in the day when they was on drugs and drinking heavy. I can't say that's always the case because a lot of them got better since they stopped drinking. But
like Royce, like we were talking about Royce earlier. He got
Royce was a whole different. That was a different monster though. Like, yeah,
I think when it comes to like concentrating and sticking to a topic, he has gotten light years better.
Yeah.
As far as just pure spitting, you know how that go. Like old Royce is like one of the best ever to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Everything. Like he did a complete like fucking 180.
He did. This new shit is like different, but he's still rapping his ass off. But his concentration levels and to put the shit together that he's doing now, it's a lot better.
I know this is way off subject.
Rock the Richard Lee.
Wait, I know this is way off subject, y'all, right? But see, Rob, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that the board said that shit, right? She said he did a 180 instead of something like I hear people say stupid shit like, yeah, he did a full 360, so he turned it.
I've heard that too.
Like he go right back in the same fucking direction.
So he ended up right. He ended up in the same spot. No evolution, my nigga. Or he evolved and came back around like.
My goodness gracious! Like I don't even know what to call it. I know it's a word for it, but I can't think of it. But it's like. You know, like that's something like I forgot what I was listening to the other day, and I finally paid attention to what this rapper said, and it just like stopped me. Like, wait, I just caught on to the fact that this motherfucker just said basically the dumbest shit in the world, and everybody was like, this. Matter of fact, somebody posted some Lil Wayne lyrics. That's what it was.
Oh my god!
It was I saw you commenting on it, but I can't remember who it was.
You talk about that shit when he was like.
Where he was spelling
out. He was spelling everything out. Yeah, I'm coded in BRR, add another 3 R's and all that stupid shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that was like even at the time that was like below par for me. I'm sorry. It's like shit.
That's what I said. And there was people on there arguing. Me and my man, that the dude that posted it, and me saying it was like, all right. People was like, no, that shit was cold as fuck for the time frame. And I'm like you said, even for the time, it was subpar. But not only that, like the bars itself were terrible, in my opinion.
The way he rapped it,
it was tight.
Was different. The way he, but the
actual, and the bars themselves, like reading it out loud, nah, bro, that ain't it. That wasn't it.
Right. Like I got into a debate with somebody about International Players Anthem with UGK and Outkast, right?
Right.
And I was like, if you really pay attention to that song, I say Andre 3000 might have had the most, complicated verse as far as the writing was concerned. But I was like, but Pimp C was the one that set that song off. I don't care what nobody.
I was just having this same conversation with one of my homeboys too. He said the same thing. He said the exact same thing. I still said Andre 3000 had my favorite verse, but he said the exact same thing you said. He was like, yeah, Andre, he got the pen, he had the pen game, and he had the drop, so everything of his was like precise and clear. But when that beat dropped and Pimp C came in, that's when
that's when the song started.
Like that shit was hard, bro.
Man, I heard one person life that said they did not like that song. Oh shit, my bad.
Right.
I ain't met nobody yet.
Go crazy, like
hell yeah. I still ain't met nobody that said they didn't like that song.
Man, I met one person, and I'm like, you motherfucker, you are retarded because that is the.
But you got to think about this too. Like UGK had a stretch for a minute where they was on everybody's shit.
That's
like,
true.
All over the place, but the shit lasted for like damn near 10 years, up until Pimp C died. Once Pimp C died, it was like.
Right.
Bun B kind of fell off the radar.
Not Phil, but what do you guys think about the when people put Big Boy and Andre 3000 together? Who's the best of the group? But it's two completely different styles.
Yeah,
how do you?
That's what made the group dope, because it was two different styles.
Right.
It's just like nowadays, the way hip hop has evolved, Andre 3000 style is more of the style.
Right.
Nowadays, because it's more that like more eclectic poetic style, which is what niggas is into. But back in the day, I could easily see somebody saying Big Boy because it was more grounded and gangsta at the time.
He was more aggressive.
He was more aggressive. And hip hop was more aggressive back then.
The gold in there, like when you listen to like what you just said, like today, and then if we take today and we stretch it all the way back to the golden era, where like hip hop really decided to go in this aggressive direction. You know what I'm saying? Where it really started getting aggressive, like the rappers started sounding heavier, all kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Then you got into like, like the stage where it kind of started blending out and you started having more dance type shit, but you had like gangster shit that really wasn't saying shit, and Tupac. And then you had like a whole nother area where it was all about I got this, I got that, blah blah. So it's like it all kind of everything blended up to where it is now. So I can understand when you using the term evolution.
True.
But I feel like, I feel like it probably should have been more like sing off of different artists. You know what I'm saying? Like Corey Guns, I never really heard too much of his shit. But niggas were telling me like Corey Guns cold. And I forgot I don't remember what song it was. Somebody told me to go listen to it, and I wasn't necessarily impressed. But I mean, I wasn't sitting there like the nigga trash either. So it was like, oh, okay.
Right. Corey Guns is dope, man. I like Corey Guns. I mean, I don't know how his ability is to make projects, but I never heard a whole project.
Right.
But just to rely on him to drop a dope ass verse, I definitely he got those.
And see, I was about to say that earlier. Like part of what it was with me, like I think I just got sick of making albums. Right? Like I'm a single rapper. Like I could do a shitload of singles that'll be the shit. Now, if you want to put them all together and call it an album, you go right ahead.
I feel you.
But like I be like Yeah, something like I guess a mixtape, but I be using all original
Right,
shit,
and
so it's like
I don't think it's anything wrong with that either. I think the biggest thing, whether you're a album rapper, mixtape rapper, you put out whole projects, or if you just put out song by song, just be consistent with the shit.
I
Like
mean nowadays that seems like that's how I kind of go now. Anyways, it's like just put new shit out.
Right.
Because I'll drop a new song every 2 months, fucking with me. Hey, shit. Then I go perform in October.
I'm gonna do. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it next month. I'm gonna try and just drop a random jingle a day. And that's the crazy part. I can write the fuck out of a poem. I can write a jingle. I can't write a song. I can't put it all together in the song.
Writing a jingle was like writing a song. Just act like you writing a bunch of like 3 or 4 jingles at one time. That's it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much what it is, low-key.
I mean,
yeah, that's it.
Right, because I wanted to drop just like a 3-4 track mixtape. I got a hook for one song. I have a verse for another song, and then that's it. And then I got like just the concept for the other ones, but I just can't. It's been like 5-6 years. I've been working on these songs.
I mean, if every rapper was meant to fuck around and make albums, the market would be even more fucking saturated. Like
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
I think if more people wrote their own lyrics,
I mean,
it probably wouldn't be, what it is today.
The thing is like it's like, okay, somebody will drop an album, like you'll see a mainstream artist drop an album, like I get an alert like such and such dropped a new album, right? And then for that one artist that dropped that album, you got 3,500 new songs on SoundCloud that didn't nobody pay attention to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, that happens a lot.
It's like I got to a point where I just said, "Fuck it, I can't keep up with this shit no more." I'm just gonna kind of fall back.
Yeah, it is becoming a lot. It's a lot. I do. I look for those weekly drops still, but
like technology did a whole lot of weird shit.
Right, like right there.
Because like like the internet itself created Soulja Boy. Like Soulja Boy popped up, had a dance, did a video, was on YouTube. That shit blew up because everybody started doing the dance. And then here comes the internet revolution of rappers with dances and shit. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So that happened for a minute. Then it was like, okay, here came like Remix and like you had Remix.com. That was Ludacris' website he used to have. I had a bunch of shit on there. You had like of course Reverb Nation, that's still going.
Yep.
They still find ways to break artists though. That's the only reason I still kind of fuck with them, because I'll be paying attention to some of the artists on there.
That's what's up.
You got there was a bunch of MySpace started making it where you could add your music to your page, all kinds of shit. So it was like then you had MySpace Music, where if you were an artist, you could just fuck around and create a whole artist page.
Yeah. Yep.
And then came Facebook and fucked all of that up, right? Because that's actually what happened. Facebook fucked that. Facebook destroyed my
game. Killed my
face. To the public, that shit. Bye bye.
Right. So it's like, the internet itself it could be a driving force, but shit, if you ain't got a certain amount of thousands of followers and shit, ain't nobody paying attention to your ass for real, unless you out there actually performing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, you got a lot of people think they could just blow up off of internet presence, but like you said, unless you got them thousands and thousands of followers, and you know how to turn them followers into actual fans. Because I know people that got a lot of followers, but their music ain't doing numbers because don't nobody give a fuck about their music. They care about their other content that they doing. Like if they funny or if they do little skits, they care about that. But when them niggas drop music, don't nobody go check for it. Not enough people to call themselves a successful artist because they not checking for their music. They just like corporate business.
Yeah, and I think
which takes me into another part of it. Hip hop has become even more
music, making an actual song versus just out there rapping for your friends or for the camera. There's a difference. There is a difference.
A big difference, yeah.
Very big difference.
And I don't think people realize that.
Sadie will tell you what I'm like in the studio. Like, man, I'm in there. If I got extra people on the phone, like when we tried to do the Marvelous album,
right?
When we tried,
we
like
got a good few done though. We got about 4 tracks done or something.
Yeah, we got like 4 or 5 done, something like that. But it was like, man, he could see the frustration in my face. Like, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
I'm sitting there like,
especially with the fact that you were doing a production and doing your own raps and writing, and it was a lot on you. You know,
it's a lot.
Mixing, I was doing all kind of shit. So it was like
wearing multiple hats, man.
Yeah, you got motherfuckers that's supposed to show up to the studio and they don't show up to the studio.
They're not showing up. We ain't gonna get into that.
Right, we sitting there waiting and shit. You know what I'm saying? For hours. Where we could have did like 3 or 4 songs, we only did like 1.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out to be kind of dope. It was focused. You know what I'm saying? So
Focus was hard. Yeah, Focus came out great.
Right. So it was like it worked out, shit. But it was just we could have got a whole lot more done if somebody had supposedly lost their car keys and their debit card.
That's what I'm saying. You know, that's a whole nother bag right there.
Right, like that's a whole nother bag. They ain't gonna say I ain't gonna say who it is. I ain't gonna
say who it is, but niggas know. That nigga know.
Like, God damn it! Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like you got the main core. Like we had the main core of the group sitting there though. Like you know what I'm saying? So it worked. Like you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, real shit. Yeah.
So what is the biggest of all that shit? What do you think is like the biggest hurdle to overcome when it goes to, you know, getting in the studio and completing a project?
Time.
Definitely time. Time. Even with money, because time is money. So it's like, yeah, some people be like, man, I can't afford to get in the studio. That's because you need a certain amount of time to equal that amount of money to, you know what I'm saying, to make sense. It's always time. It's always time.
And then once you get there, a lot of times the studio, they have somebody else booked. You see what I'm saying? So when you get there, you under a time constraint, which kind of like throws you off a little bit because you like, I gotta hurry up and do this shit. That's what's running through your head. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta hurry up and do this shit. Which is why, like, since I haven't had my own equipment and shit, like I ain't been dropping like I ain't been dropping a bunch of shit. I mean, the shit that I do drop is fucking fantastic, but it's like shit. I don't have the time to just like pop up and do like 8, 9 songs and needed to save Monroe to say it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like shit, he ain't got time trying to come over there and do 8, 9 songs, and all kind of shit. He working on shit for his whole label. So it's like, okay, when you free? Like you know what I'm saying? Like here I am, this Negro putting together an EP and they putting together for a project. I'm not gonna get in the way of that.
Yes, it's hard to balance out that time. It's very difficult to balance out time. So I say the hardest hurdle with the studio shit is specifically time.
It's time,
it's time.
It's time. That's the most difficult thing. And then, like when you get in the studio, you might come across a motherfucker that can't, you know, keep time on the beat. It happens. It's like, what's up your time?
That happens a lot. Yeah. Even going back into that, like people that's in the studio that's taking your time up, like you said, and sometimes it ain't even the fact that they didn't show up or somebody didn't show up. It's somebody in that bitch trying to get something right for however long. They could have did 3 or 4 songs, but they working on that one shit because they didn't study their shit when they was at the crib or before they came to the studio. So now they in there on their 80th take.
Unless the agenda is to go in and just completely freestyle, you should be prepared. I would think.
You should be prepared every single time. You wasting your money at the end of the day. You wasting my time, but I'm still getting paid.
Right.
So you wasting your money, bro. You didn't come prepared.
So on the production ends of things versus behind the mic. But give you a whole different.
Okay, wait. So as far as production, are you talking about like pre-production or post-production?
Because post-production ain't no home.
Like, are you talking
Say
about
what?
pre-production? Are you talking about pre-production or post-production? Pre-production would be like the beats and getting everything set up, and then you have like post-production where you get into like the mixing and mastering and
The
everything.
mix and the engineer, yep.
Can't you?
Well, pre-production, if you don't make your own beats, then now you got to figure out, you got to find somebody who's gonna make some shit that you actually want to fucking rap to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays it's like motherfuckers sending you out like 5-6 beats for free and shit, and you be sitting there listening to them, and like one of them might stand out. Like you, so
Oh shit! What just happened?
I mean, for the most part, the pre-production part for the artist is probably more strenuous than for the producer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now I got to figure out if I can write to this bullshit that you done sent me, or and make it golden or whatever the fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But I think
or if I just need
if
to fuck
you're
around and find another
not
source.
making your own beats, you're using someone else's beats. Then you need to find someone who creates beats that are that you're familiar with, you like. Listen to them and maybe even get with that person, tell them what you're thinking, and isn't that what you're supposed to do? And go from there.
I
Build
mean, that's the way that's
relationships.
the way it used to be. But like I said, like the internet threw a whole lot of shit off. Because now
Oh yeah,
I
and
might
you know what? I follow a couple DJs too that just have YouTube pages full of free beats. It's nothing but free beats.
That's what I'm like. But see, now as an artist, I might have a song in mind, right? Now I got to go to all of these different YouTube pages and sit there like, okay, nope, that one don't fit. Nope, that one don't fit. Nope, that one don't fit. The whole time I'm rapping this same verse one over and over.
Right? To every beat, yeah, practicing it to every beat.
So I'm going through this shit, and dude might have 300 fucking videos on his page. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the era of sitting there with the producers and all that type of shit, that kind of got skewed by the internet, because now you can fuck around. Like, this producer that you was fucking with might charge you $400 or $500, and this nigga on the internet charging you like $30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's why I tell people.
Maybe I couldn't be, because I'd be the type with the live fucking orchestra behind me.
Hey, that might be the better. That might be the better way to go. I tell artists all the time. I think the downfall of a lot of these artists is not being able to find that producer that got that chemistry with them, because a lot of them free beats, I have yet to meet a nigga that actually pay for them. Everybody, they'll find the beat they like and they'll free download it. So if you think about it, how many niggas have done that? And now your music is no longer original because you got 1,000 niggas. You might as well do a mixtape.
Yes. That's there is not a lot of originality left. Like, you get,
but I mean, if you think about it, hold on though.
And you flowing over the same fucking beat, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Look though. This is the crazy part. And I guarantee you though, this is what makes it so different though. Like, okay, so you might have 3 or 4 other motherfuckers in your city doing this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the same beat, might have the same type of, like, you know what I'm saying? It's quite like, you know, same beat, different songs.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody give a fuck when motherfucking Sierra did Goodies and the Usher did whatever. It was 2 songs that somebody had to do, like, back in the early.
And they got the same beat with 2 big ass artists
and 2 big like hit songs. But there's like, you got to think about it. One of these artists.
Still doing that these days.
See though, this is the thing though. Out of all of them motherfuckers that have downloaded this motherfucking song, I hope that ain't nobody calling me. God damn it. Yeah, they was about to shut me down. Hold on. But all of those artists, when you fuck around and you pay attention to it, if 100 motherfuckers download this like 100 people download this beat, only about 3 of them actually gonna get some real motherfucking attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you said, go ahead and download that free beat. Fuck it.
I say it depends on how you want to run your career. Because if you do it and you happen to be one of the ones, let's just say you one of the ones that blow up, or not blow up, but get some traction behind that beat.
Mhm.
And it's another nigga, mind you, they stole it. They didn't pay for it. They're stealing this beat.
Oh damn, nah. See, nah.
So now,
me beat
right? Yeah, it's like that. Now the nigga done found out you stole his beat. Now you got legal, or you got cease and desist letters and whatever the fuck come along. Like you don't want to be in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? Just pay for the beat. And then I even had certain clients tell me that the nigga got so many beats and he just upload beats. The nigga don't even answer his email. So you might be trying to buy the beat from the nigga, and you can't get through. So you like, fuck it, I'm gonna use it anyway. But then when you blow up off the motherfucker, now they on your head. Like, man, I tell people just do that. Ain't nothing wrong with doing that, but still be on the search to find a producer that can get your sound the way you want it to be. Like, always search for that, because that's the only time you're really going to be able to.
Because you ain't never going to go. Like, what I think what made me stand out is I was on like a lot of those, like, before it was called trap beats and shit. Like when Chris used to be making all them beats and shit, and I was on this lyrical shit on top of this, like, you know,
on these trap style beats, trap
style beats, like, you know what I'm saying? I think stood out back then, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like Steady Flipping it, I don't even know what the fuck, like Steady Flipping it, nobody wanted that beat, like nobody. You got crazy. You got 8 other motherfuckers sitting around listening to it, and I'm just sitting there like, oh shit, I know I can do something. But you know what?
I ain't gonna hold you, dog. On some real shit, this 100%. You made that dope. The beat to me was very okay, so I could see why niggas was like, I ain't feeling it. It took you to make that a classic. You know what I'm saying? It took your vocals, your lyrical, vocal delivery, all that. It took you, because that beat alone. Nah,
I wasn't necessarily like, oh, this the coldest shit ever. I was just like, shit,
you was like, I could do something to it, and it turned into what it did. Like, it was dope. So I think sometimes that is the case too. Like, certain beats don't necessarily make the song. The artists really make that song, you know. And the beat is okay.
Look at most of Nas's albums, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
This beat selection is horrible. So what the fuck? What did you hear? What this motherfucker said?
You hear what he did to it? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
It's like Nas, like, and see, they call this nigga Nas a sellout if he fuck around and do some shit like "Owe Me." Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Right? You feel me? So he
like,
gotta stick to his
when he mentioned "Owe Me" and "Let Nas Down," I was like, that's exactly how niggas be looking at it. Like,
yep.
Like, damn, I let Nas down, nigga. You made "Owe Me." Like, I want you to name any motherfucker that when "Owe Me" dropped, they wasn't bopping to that shit. Because that was like you had Nas and Vinnie Wine on a song together. And they were two of the hottest niggas at the time. Come on now.
Exactly. That shit was fire. But if, like you said, if Nas would have did it, it would have been like, nah, this nigga falling off. He's selling out.
Right, it's just Nas. Like,
it's just Nas. You know.
Shit. Like, people got to understand that niggas got different lanes. So, I mean, you got to think about back then, like, Nas was on, what was that song? Hot Boys.
Yeah.
With Missy and all them.
Mm-hmm.
And Nas was the one that really fucked around and set that bitch off. Him and motherfucking Missy.
Absolutely.
That'll be an album. That would probably be the most entertaining album ever.
Nas and Missy? Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Dog, crazy combination, but they'll fuck around and make a classic.
That would be a very crazy combination, but that's what probably would make it so good.
Make it so dope. Exactly. Just that combo would be ridiculous. But I heard Nas said in the interview one time, he said he picked beats that challenges him. Like, he was like, a lot of shit that niggas rap over, he find it easy. So he picked these, what niggas call whack ass beats to challenge himself. Now, I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do, but I guess it worked because.
Yeah, I think I read that interview too.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. So he don't really care that people call his beats whack because he do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And see, I don't necessarily do it on purpose, but like, I have been waiting on a beat for like king of rap like that for so long.
What?
Yes, like you gotta think about the producers and shit that I've been with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Nobody was really making nothing like that. Yeah,
right.
that's a fact.
So, when I heard King of Rap, I was like, hell yeah. Like,
That's it. That was one of them. Yeah. My
like,
man
yep.
Adrian from London made that. A dude from London made that beat, bro.
I was like, I need that. I was like, shit, when you sent it to me, I was like, oh shit. Like, yep.
That
I'm
was
about to
it.
write some shit to this one.
And when I was going through them, I was like, it's a lot of production styles that I never heard you rap on that I was hoping you was feeling, because I was like, I hope he liked this, but I would love to hear him over some shit like this.
Right.
So I was so glad that you came up with that, like, because that was one of the ones I'm like, Mercer fucking murdered this shit, and you did. So it was perfect.
Well, like, you know, it was like the thing was, it was like East Coast, but it wasn't. It was slightly messy, but not too messy. So it was like, bet I can rock with this. Like,
exactly.
I can use like 4, 5, 6 different flows on this one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I could just go crazy on this bitch. That's what I thought when I heard it. Like, shit, hell yeah.
And
like, I heard that very first part come on. That I was like, yep, I like it. I was like, yep, I like it.
Hardcore.
Damn near immediately, I started writing that shit. Like,
and that's
when I was like, oh shit.
Like, damn, okay. Gotta run it back.
Right.
But yeah, that's that shit right there. Like I felt like when it's certain beats when you hear them and you start writing immediately, that's when you know for sure you about to crank out some fire. Like, whenever you got to sit with a beat, it might turn out fire, it might not. Like, a lot of beats I get is like, I like it, it's dope, but I don't know what to say to this one.
Right.
And
man, I got beats like that I made that I'm like, this shit's sweet as fuck, but
what I'm gonna do to it. That's real, and it's cool, because sometimes when it finally hits you, it turns into something crazy, but sometimes it don't, and you don't want to force nothing. Like, you don't want nothing to be forced.
And see, that take me. You know, I don't know if you remember, like, DJ Quick used to always just have a beat on his album. It would just be a beat.
Yep. Just
like, you know, I'm thinking like maybe Quick was just like, this beat just so hard. I gotta throw this bitch on.
I'm gonna just throw this on I'm gonna throw this on the joint.
Like, I made it, fuck it, I might as well, right? Like, you know.
Hell yeah, it's still him. Like, it ain't like he took another nigga beat and just put it on there. Like, no, that's still his shit. So he could do that. You know, he ain't got to rap on everything.
That's why I'm like, I just thought about that when this part of the conversation started. Like, shit, that's probably what Quick was doing. Like, shit, like, I couldn't think nothing to write to it. So shit, I'm gonna just put it on the song.
I'm gonna just put it on the song.
To make it one of the songs on the album.
Yep.
And it's like,
guys.
people be so cold.
What up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And I'm almost at my destination, so I must go.
For sure.
So,
all right.
Say goodbye. Continue the talk. I'm gonna go on YouTube.
For sure.
For sure.
Check them later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Shit, man. Shit. Like, what else? I'm trying to think. It was something else that I was gonna bring up that I was paying attention to. Yeah, that's what it was. Like, okay, I was on YouTube the other day, and it was like, you know, one of the YouTubers or whatever that like mainly lean on hip hop was talking about, like, you know, how so many young rappers dying, and it's like you kind of got to let these rappers get killed, like, so
my God.
Like, so people can see what's really going on out here. And I'm I'm like, that's harsh. Like,
that is kind of fuss. I was like, damn, like, you gotta let them get killed for what?
Right. I mean, he didn't necessarily say you gotta let them get killed. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's kind of bringing awareness to shit, but it's like, no, you got to think about the fact that it's like, okay, these rappers still all doing the exact same shit to get killed half the time. Like, okay.
Yeah, so it's like they don't learn no fucking lessons. You know what I'm saying?
Like, okay, I'm stunting with my money. Okay. Somebody rob you, you resist, they kill you. Or like I'm just gonna use Chicago because it's not just in Chicago, but you know the whole drill rap scene, period.
Right.
Like you get like 8-9 rappers a year just end up dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they ain't figured out, like, okay, quit talking about people's dead homies. Like,
right. Like, you better, that's a sure way to get your ass smoked.
Right. Like, we don't do that shit here. Like, we'll talk about your live homies like that and shit. We ain't gonna talk about your dead homies.
Because we know what time it is.
Right.
Niggas know what it is.
But you would think, like, you know what I'm saying, they would know by now. Like, shit, if I drop a diss track on somebody's dead homie or some shit, I mention this motherfucker, they coming for you.
They coming for you. You're good as dead.
And for years, they've been getting T-shirts and everything made. They in their videos with shirts that say "fuck such and such," and it's like all dead niggas.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like that, y'all just reckless as fuck.
Yeah, that's just stupid, really. Like I say, you're asking to die. Like you start doing shit like that. It's certain things you can get away with. You know what I'm saying? That ain't one of them.
That's like, you know, when Chief Keef first came out and he was talking about smoking on Tuka and such. When I found out who Tuka was, I was like, oh damn, that's fucked up. Like, you know, so like, oh, okay. But it's like, it's crazy because, like, you know, I'm so like ingrained in paying attention to like the Chicago rap scene because they got so many motherfuckers with talent.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, Chicago got breed talent, bro.
Like they got all kind of talent, but it's like shit. If they didn't leave the city, outside of like maybe shit, the only one that seemed like he's sticking there and he actually got the bread now is FBG Duck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he got the, you know what I'm saying? He got his little movement going and he's sticking around the city, keeping his homeboys together and all kind of shit like that, putting them on.
Right.
But it's like it's like he basically said he ain't on that dissing shit no more. You know, there's a couple of them out there like, man, fuck all that. Like, let's just make some money.
Make some money, yeah, make some money, bro.
But it's like, god damn, like y'all motherfuckers got the followers and everything, and then y'all fuck around, go on Facebook Live or Instagram Live and talk a bunch of shit. Then next thing you know, somebody getting shot, somebody getting killed, somebody something happening. Like, it's fucked up. Like Wooski, he ain't been the same since he caught that ricochet to the head. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man,
you fuck your whole career up, man.
And the crazy part is, like, on the South Side where all that shit going on, that from what I can see, it's like there's maybe like a 2-mile square, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all of this shit is happening. Like, you around the corner from the motherfucker you beefing with.
Yeah, that's any point given time you can get got when you that close.
You go to the store, you got to catch the bus. You do any of that shit, like
getting in your car, going to see a chick. You good as God, man. It's just dumb.
Yeah, it is. So it's like the reason Chicago ain't really on like they could be is because everybody dying, like Detroit was a while back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember Blade got killed? That fucked up a lot of shit.
Blade got killed. That shit have fucked up a lot of shit. And that whole sound, that whole part of Detroit sound could have got a lot further, I believe, had Blade not passed away untimely.
No, I mean, it was said that he was he had just signed with Russell Simmons Music Group, so it was like,
wow.
But if he would have never dropped "Ride on Me," though, I think he'll probably still be alive.
Think so? That makes sense. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Because he was talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like till this day, you hear niggas riding around banging "Ride on Me" or what? Blade died in what, 05?
Yep, 05. It was 05. Damn. That's crazy to even think about how long ago that was now.
That's why you still be out in the summer. You hear, I heard they want to ride on me. Like, nigga, bring it on. Like, niggas get hype. Like, hell yeah, that's that shit right. And I mean, Blade couldn't rap for shit.
Blade was not a lyricist.
He was not a rapper, but hey, you'll be all into. Like,
feel that shit, man. I was just talking to somebody the other day about, like, we was talking about, like, I don't know if you saw that Eminem and Crooked Eye interview Well, Eminem did Cricket. I did an interview with Eminem, and they were basically talking about the technical aspect of hip hop, like breaking down, like the multi syllables and the internal rhyme schemes and shit like that. And I was telling one of my homeboys, like, that shit, I love that shit. Like, I love to hear other artists talk about it. I love to talk about it with other artists. But and he was like, yeah, I feel that. He was like, but he tried to make music that make people feel a certain way. He was like, I know I'm not the most technical rapper, but and I was like, that's good though, because we need that balance. Like, it's great to be super duper lyrical and have all these rhyme schemes and whatever, but certain artists like Tupac may not have been the most technical artist. Blade wasn't the most technical artist. DMX wasn't the most technical artist, but they gave you something that you still could latch on to and feel. Like, that shit is very important. It ain't all about the technical shit.
Ultimately, though, like, Pac was doing what he knew was gonna sell. You feel me?
Yeah, but I believe a lot of I don't even think that, man. I mean, yes, I think that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm also thinking that Pac did a lot of shit that he just wanted to do from the heart. Like
he just felt like doing songs.
He just felt like doing shit. Like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Like,
where Pac stood out compared to like what I like, and people probably gonna hate me for this shit, but where Pac stood out to me with Big was Pac made songs that were like lasting impressions because he was actually talking about something for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Most definitely. Dear Mama, bring out a baby.
Shit, you think about On Me Against the World. Pac didn't come out like he couldn't spit. He jumped on the song like, can you picture my prophecy? Stressing the city, the cops is out for me, the project is full of bullets. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, he going.
Yeah.
So it's like for people to be like, no, Big was just a better rapper. No, Pac was doing what he knew was gonna make him some money.
Pac was doing what he, not only was he comfortable with, but he understood the art of bringing it back a scale so it can reach more people.
Right.
Now, Big, I kind of think Big did too, but it was moments where he didn't give a fuck and he let his lyrical prowess take over, which is cool for me. For people like me, I'm all in. Like,
you kind of like that, but you actually have your moments like every now and then where you scale it back.
Facts, and I do that very purposefully. I'm like, because I understand that sometimes to get that particular message across, you can't be up there like all about multi-syllables and all that. You gotta know. And I think, and I was telling one of my artists, I was telling Keo, one of the artists in Campfire, I was telling him like, because he was saying like artists like, I forgot who the fuck we was talking about. I think we was talking about like Jadakiss and Fabulous. And he was saying how they real basic and everything. Like, they got punchlines, but they basic.
Right. And
I was saying, like, I think that true artistry is knowing when to scale it back in order to get the best out of the message. If you drop in a song with a message that need to reach people that's just not fans of hip hop or fans of rappers that can rap their ass off, you got to know when to bring it back a notch. You could still be lyrical too. Like, Tupac was still lyrical. I hate when people say he wasn't lyrical. He might not have been the most lyrical nigga, but he still had structure and lyrical ability.
Like, he had his moments where he'll go ahead and, like, you know what I'm saying, he'll show you those flashes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, absolutely. Like, he wasn't just like basic, but he knew what
he wasn't back 10. Well,
right. The back 10 was like he was like the default rapper. Like, he ain't had nothing about him that was like
nothing lyrical whatsoever.
Nothing lyrical, nigga. Like, just
I guess the way they put his songs together and all that type of shit. When he thought of a song, nigga, shit. Like, Inglewood Swinging was my shit.
Word.
For life, my shit till this day. I still
life is the shit. I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, all the West Side Connection shit. I mean, come on now. Like, he wasn't the best rapper, but it was like shit.
He still had his flavor.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had his style, which was like kind of like a whole lot of West Coast nigga style at that time. But for whatever reason, he stood out.
Yep. And sometimes that's all you need. You know what I'm saying? You just need to find a way to stand out. And it's a lot of lyrical niggas that still don't stand out. Just because you can rap.
It was like he was a TV light-skinned nigga from Cali. Like, you know.
Right.
Like, shit.
Like, literally stood out.
Right. And he stood, like, he was there. Like, shit, I'm here, motherfucker. Like,
mm-hmm.
Like, tell me I'm not here. You know, but
Nah,
and
nah,
then this nigga got with T-Boss. He got one of them little bad motherfuckers from TLC. So it was like shit.
Yeah, it's like, hey, shit,
Like,
cool down for you.
You win it. Like,
Yeah, I ain't shit. I can't hate on it. Shit, you are definitely winning, my nigga.
That was back before it was like, you know, motherfuckers had to have like an ass that like could cover up a Buick.
Real shit.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like fat asses just like any other rapper. What the fuck? But
any other male shit, you ain't gotta be a rapper to like a fat ass.
I'm saying rappers because we're talking hip hop here. Okay?
Right. But yeah, no doubt.
But no, like man, listen, if I could fuck around, let me see, what would be like the perfect track for me to put together? If I was like, okay, let me pick 2 other artists to do a song with outside of my circle, because that's obviously the only people I do music with for real.
Right. Like this is your dream collab. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you about to name off what you think your dream collab will be as far as just 2 MCs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
See, because I wanted to be a perfect mixture of like, okay, hype and aggressive, right? Like, so it was like, but not like crunk type hype and aggressive, like, you know, but like kind of like, okay, let's see, like, what's a perfect song?
You got to name a producer too,
like MOP Annie Up, right?
Right.
Like if it was a song where it's like I could actually go off, but everybody else could go off on this shit with me. It's on this song. Let's see. If it's let's see. I'm gonna do mainstream first.
Okay.
I know I could use Nas on that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Because Nas, he got levels.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, he does.
People fail to realize that Nas has levels. When you go back and listen to that Bravehearts album that dropped in like 2004, Nas was clowning on that.
For sure. Nas is not a one-dimensional artist by far.
At all. Then let's see. So if it's Nas on that end, where I know I can fuck around and like I can have him go for real, and I can just like, you know, I can blend the whole tone it back and go kind of crazy at the same time. Let's see. I'm gonna go East Coast, West Coast. I'll probably say nigga sleep on this nigga. I'm gonna send you this song. I might have sent you this shit a while ago, but that nigga MC8, he goes stupid. Like when he wants to, like when I heard that song with him and Rage, man.
Niggas sleep on MC8 so scandalous, bro.
Like MC8, MC8 and Nas, I think that'll be some shit right there.
That's a fire record. I like that a lot. That'll be real good. Who will produce it though?
The producer?
Yeah, because you gotta blend it now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure. You feel me?
I'm just gonna go with one of the people I call my favorite producer. And a lot of people either forgot about him or they just didn't really pay attention that he was making a lot of these beats. And I'm gonna run with Scott Storch.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like that.
Hold on. Me, Nas, and
MC8 over Scott Storch beat.
Yeah, that'll be stupid.
Fire. That's fire.
That'll be stupid.
You said you do mainstream first, so who will be the underground picks? Like if you go a little bit deeper, niggas that, you know, niggas might not have heard of, but they might be familiar with.
Shit, it's a lot of those. Hold on. It's like I gotta go outside the camp because I done already did music with every fucking body.
Right. True.
Except for I ain't did no music with nobody in Campfire other than you.
True. Still got Keo, still got Momo. Trees almost hopped on one of them marvelous tracks we was doing at the time. Cause he was there. I remember he was there. We was working on some shit, or we was at least listening back to some shit. But
Right.
Yeah, still got to make all those collabs come true.
Let me see. So, let's see. Off rip, Down Bow on the beat.
Okay, I like this already.
Off rip.
A lot.
He'll be to put some shit together.
Facts.
Matter of fact, if I get a Down Bow collab with what's Silas Ray's wife now? I can't think right now. Rated M. Down Bow collab on the beat.
Yeah. Whew. Right. Okay. I like it. So far.
Let's see. So I only remember so many of these motherfuckers' names. So it's like, okay, Keo.
Yeah, Keo. Okay. Keo and Down Bow just make lovely music together already, so that's already good.
I love, man, the shit that I done heard from him. So fucking. Whew.
Yeah, he a monster with it. He a monster. So Down Bow, Rated M on the beat, Keo, and you need one more that's on the underground tip.
One more on the underground tip. I don't know if we can really classify him as underground no more. I mean, I guess you can because he ain't had no like extra major success. But I'm staying home. I'm going with Payroll Giovanni.
Payroll. You did say the balance, so you got like somebody that could turn it up, somebody that's more lyrical. Okay, yeah. Payroll. You know what? Payroll been breaking barriers. I still, like you said, I don't think he will be classified. He's definitely not mainstream yet.
Right.
But he definitely been breaking some good barriers. So
like he's still kind of underground, but not really. Like
exactly.
You know, he on that bubble.
Right, exactly. He right on that bubble. That shit pop. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with it. I was sitting here thinking of mine while you was naming yours. I'm like, I don't even know, bro. Like on the mainstream tip, it's funny you mentioned Nas because I would want to. I'm not gonna say Nas just because you said Nas, but you know what I'm saying. But that would definitely be one of mine. I'm gonna go.
Well, you know, I'm a big ass Nas influencer anyway, so it's like, shit.
Hell yeah, absolutely. It only makes sense. And Nas is one of the few MCs that has been in my top 5 and hasn't left my top 5, regardless of what people want to feel about him falling off. Like I think Vinnie, the guy that was on here earlier, said that he think Nas fell off. And I was like, I don't necessarily think he fell off. I mean, he been making music so long, of course he gonna have his ups and downs.
Right.
But I don't think he fell off, like, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna go right now, how I'm feeling. I'm gonna go Royce. Because, you know, I've been off that Allegory lately, that new album, that shit it's just been on my mind.
Man, I ain't listened to it yet because I know I'm gonna act a fucking fool, nigga. I'm gonna be at work.
Yeah, man. Like, you're gonna be like, this nigga man, like, it's like
I'm hard, man. I already know. It's Roy. What the fuck?
It's Roy. But you know what you need to listen to, especially being who you are. Listen for what blew me away was the production, because Royce produced this entire album.
Oh, Royce did?
Royce made the beats, all of them. So that's what I was more, because I know Royce gonna rap his ass off. I know Royce, this new, like for the last 3 albums or so, he always had good concepts. So I knew he was gonna come with some content. Mm-hmm. I was worried about the production because I'm like, this nigga couldn't have been producing that long. You know what I'm saying? Like that long. Like we don't know him as a producer. He hasn't done anything outside of that Eminem album. He did that Darkness track, and I think he did 2 more on there. The newest Eminem album, he produced like 2 or 3 tracks. So that was the first that we actually heard of Eminem's production. I mean, of Royce's production outside of his singles.
Right.
And I was like, okay, but is he gonna do a whole album? Like, how is it gonna fare up? Then when I saw the album was 22 tracks. I'm like, hold on, dog. This nigga, no way he's gonna stay consistently good for 22 tracks. He too new.
Right.
And then when I heard it, I'm like, it's honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. It's not one bad beat on there.
Hmm.
The only gripe I would have with the project is it's 22 tracks, as long as fuck, obviously. And
I mean,
some
that's
of the,
perfect. Look though, that's perfect for somebody like okay, like once I get my like, cause I just started this job, right?
Mhm.
But once I like, you know what I'm saying, once I go ahead and get everything else in order or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. And I mean, shit, 22 tracks that'll get me part of the way through my
through your
shit. Like, you
shifts
know
and
what I'm
shit. And
saying?
it's perfect for like driving distances and like you say, working through shifts because it's long enough to keep you occupied and it's good enough to listen from top to bottom outside of some of the skits. And even the skits and interludes go with the record. So you wouldn't want to skip those, at least on the first playthrough. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't like to listen to other people's shit when I'm just sitting around. I ain't really doing too much.
Right.
Because like I said, when I get to writing, like I might start sounding like this person that I'm really lit, like I'm really keyed in.
Really turning in. Yep. I feel that. And I think with me, I know I absorb music the best when because my attention span is shorter now just from dealing with technology all these years. So if I'm trying to sit down and listen to your album, it's a high possibility I might get on Facebook. I might, you know what I'm saying, get up and make me something to eat. I'm missing shit, especially when it's somebody like Royce, who
Right.
you know,
You gotta listen to him.
you
Like,
gotta listen to this nigga. Every bar actually counts. So it's like, but I notice like when I'm driving, I'm really absorbing the music at its highest level. Like, cause I'm driving is nothing. And if I'm driving by myself, if it's a person in the car, they might be talking, fucking me up from listening to this person. But by myself, them distances is perfect because I'm enclosed. The road, I already know where I'm going. If I ain't got to use like GPS or like, you know, shit like that, if I know where I'm going, perfect time to play the record and I absorb it a certain way and it's dope. Like, I think this is, I'm not going to say this is Roy's best album. I'm not going to jump out the window and say no shit like that yet. I got to live with it a little longer, but it's definitely up there. But I'm going to say Royce. And I'm gonna say, for me personally, I'm gonna say Lupe. Just because I get that comparison a lot. Yeah, it may, you know.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be the problem with that though. You and Lupe kind of sounded like. So
yeah, man, and I've gotten that comparison a lot. So it might be like who was who on this?
Like, damn, okay, both of these motherfuckers went off, but wait, they said Lupe was on this motherfucker.
Right, like where was Lupe at? Or where was Savior at? Like, yeah.
Like where these motherfuckers at? But I mean, yeah, I mean, shit, you know.
But if I'm gonna go, you know what though? If I'm gonna go in the route like how you went, where it's like somebody that's gonna spit and then somebody that's gonna bring that energy, I would probably go with. I'm still okay. Royce is one, and then for the energy portion of the record, I'll probably go with. And this might sound crazy. I don't know how much of this artist that you've heard, but I'm going Schoolboy Q, man.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm going Schoolboy.
Hell yeah! That
would be nutty. Man. I think that would be a crazy collab.
That first single that we all first kind of heard from Schoolboy Q.
On that, off that, like a while back, like that.
Like 2015, I think. Or
okay. 2014, 15ish,
yeah. Like, I was like, damn, I like this shit. And it was like a laid back song. It was on some, I can't think of the name. Matter of fact, let me look this shit up. This should pop up in my YouTube so I can see what the fuck it is, because I probably didn't played it that much. But it's like, shit, Schoolboy Q. Because I'll be riding around with this manager I had. And she'll be ready to drop me off at work or whatever. And we was cool as fuck, and she played this song. I was like, who the fuck is that? When she was like, that's Schoolboy Q, I was like, oh, I like this shit, blah, blah, right? So that's when I started paying attention to him. Hold on, let's see. How's this going? Okay. Studio.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I was listening to it and I was like, I can relate to this shit. Like, you know, like shit, I'm trying to get this done. Shit, girl, quit calling me. I'm
Right. Let me work. Shit.
Right, let me do what the fuck I'm doing, and I'll get to you in a second. Give me a minute. Like shit. Right, but hey, yeah, definitely Schoolboy Q. Like, cause I started to him like I ain't never listened to an actual whole album.
Okay.
But I've heard a shitload of songs from him, like, or that he was featured on and all that type of shit. Like,
right. Yeah, I first heard him on a lot of features, and I always liked the energy he brought to the features. But when the first album that I heard of his that I genuinely liked was Blank Face. That was back in like 2016, maybe 17. No, it wasn't 17. It definitely was 16 and 15. And I fucks with that project. He was, it was good content throughout, some gangster shit, but still good content. And I love his energy. And I think him, me, and Royce would make a crazy track, even more so than Lupe, because, like you said, the comparison and the song might not have enough pizzazz
might not have that punch to it. Like, you know,
right. He'll make sure it got that shit. So,
right.
And we might even rap differently. Like me and Royce do some different shit just because
the good part about the song that you just put by adding Schoolboy Q is like, okay, where he got bars, his bars are kind of toned back compared to yours.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Royce, Royce gonna go stupid.
Yeah, we gonna spaz just like how you and Nas would. But then you got MCA to level that, you know what I'm saying, give it that energy, level it out, like, and Schoolboy do the same thing. And it ain't like MC8 and Schoolboy not lyrical at all. Like, they still can rap their asses off.
They gonna go, right?
But exactly.
But they gonna go their own way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like, if I'm on a song with Nas, this is why I said Nas. I'm gonna feel like, okay, I got to try to outdo Nas.
Yep.
Which is gonna make my verse that much colder. But then to have somebody like, you know what I'm saying, to have Payroll on my shit or some shit. Like, if I was to like if I was to mix it up, right, and I threw Payroll on that motherfucker, Payroll gonna come. He gonna come sweet as shit.
You better believe it. For sure.
He ain't gonna be fucking with me and Nas.
Yeah, no matter what. Like,
I gotta tone it back a little bit and still go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the beauty of it. Like, that's why that song, because me and Royce gonna kill it, but Schoolboy Q gonna bring that energy, and I'm gonna be competing with Royce. So it's like I'm about to rap my ass off,
right?
And then he gonna come with a flavor. Yeah, that shit'll be crazy, bro. Like,
it's like the whole song, like the way I put them songs together, I did that shit. For me, it was competition all the way around. Like, So you know what I'm saying? It's like, shit. Okay, I gotta have a certain level of this and a certain level of that. Because I would happily be the nigga in the middle of the song. Either that or both of them go, and then I'm at the end.
And then you at the end. Yeah. Because I'm not going to... A song like that, I wouldn't want to open up. Actually, for my track, I had Schoolboy open up.
Right.
Bring that energy out the gate. Let that nigga go. And then Royce can go, or I take the middle, whatever, and then whoever last. If Royce go last, I know he gonna dummy out. If he go in the middle,
I could not let Royce go last.
I was about to say that. I might have to follow Royce
at all.
It's gonna make me stay. I'm gonna try my best to go as hard as I can because I'm closing out the track with Schoolboy Q and Royce. Schoolboy definitely gonna start it off, and then Royce you take the middle, bro. Because if you go last, you know what I'm saying?
like you just set yourself up for some.
Yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, let me
criticism. Like, well, shit, he could have went a little bit harder, or he could have.
Right, you know. Because that lasting impression is going to be on what they heard from Royce. It's just going even if my verse and his verse are the same as far as like lyrical ability, his shit still going to have a lasting impression because he went last and it's Royce.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, let me go last, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if I lack, I'm not. But if I do for any reason, shit, my song can still get played because they gonna listen to Schoolboy Q and Royce parts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be good regardless. They ain't gonna cut it off in the middle.
Even songs that like me and you done did together. It's like, okay, well, all right. Off rip, I know I gotta come with some shit. But I'm like, okay, I gotta deal with the people that actually like kind of listen to my shit too. Like
Right. You got to make sure you please your audience. You know what I'm
because
saying?
it's like, you know, I'll be everywhere. But people love like my hood nigga shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like my hood nigga shit, and then the bars on top of that is like, okay, well, bet. But like when you jump on a song with me off rip, like I'm looking at you like, yep, gotta cut his throat. Right?
Exactly. I gotta kill this nigga, you gotta kill me, and that's what's gonna make us right to that
the
level.
funny part is, like, you know, if it's my song, you waiting to see what the fuck I'm about to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay,
send me the track. You know what I'm saying? Send me your verse so I know what I gotta do, how much I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if it's on some rap shit, then yeah. But sometimes you might send some shit like that one joint we did. I can never remember this fucking song, but we told a little story. It was like me, you, and Inferno.
Oh no, that was his shit. That was his shit. That was Jinx the Jux or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah. And it's like, all right, if you ever send me something like that, I know I gotta, you know, I might not have to be as lyrical, but I gotta make sure I get the story, you know, get that momentum to the story. So it's a different idea. But if you send me something that's just barring out, I got it.
See, what it ended up being was, it was like, okay, I'm the perfect nigga to rap some shit about robbing a nigga. Like, you know.
Yeah, that was tailor made for like nigga.
It made it easy. It's like it made it easy for me and shit. I was like, fuck it, like shit.
Like this right in my alley.
Right, like, I go ahead. I can talk about robbing the niggas. So shit, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, I ain't out here robbing niggas, but shit.
Right, but hey,
like the type of music that I put out there is like shit works. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit.
Exactly. Like you said, satisfying your audience. They like to hear street shit. That's perfect for you.
Right.
More perfect for you than him and me even, and it was his song.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was an interesting choice from him, to say the least.
Right. I mean, for him to be like, okay, it's a song about a robbery. I forgot the whole explanation that he gave, but it's like he had a whole I appreciated the fact that he had a whole like theme for this song. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of times motherfucker be like, yeah, you know. Shit, we talking about selling dope and fucking bitches. Then you get on the song, and come to find out this nigga talking about all kind of other shit. Like he talking about murders and all
his dead homies and shit. Like damn, nigga, you were way
like you know what I'm saying? Like the boy fucked around and mentioned it. It's the difference between making songs and just rapping. It's total. It's like just like it is with singing. Like I can, if you can sing your ass off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just making songs about fucking, and it's obvious that all you talking about is fucking. There's no allure in it.
Exactly. Obvious. Yep.
Like now, like artists now just be like, "Fuck it, I eat your pussy." Like back in the day, like, all right, I'm about to lead you into it. Turn them off. Like, like yeah, turn them lights off.
Turn them lights off, man.
Wait to see what
happens. What time it is, but I ain't got it. You know what it is. I ain't got to say it.
But it wasn't like songs that was just straight up saying like, yeah, we like Big and R. Kelly, like I'm fucking you tonight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
Like,
don't get me wrong, I can understand like, you know, why white people would feel like rap music is like a threat to America.
Because it sounds like that.
Well, it was shit like that, and then like, you know, I don't know how this bounced back to that, but I just thought about it. Like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's say like you had groups back in the day, like when rap was still young. Like people got to realize rap now is still kind of young compared to most other music.
Hell yeah, it is. It's still the youngest. Is it any music genre that's younger than rap? I can't think of one.
I probably
unless it's some new shit that came out that I'm not aware of. Some real new shit,
like maybe K-pop or some shit like that. But it's like for the most part, yeah, we're in that area of the youngest music
Genre.
Now, like, you
Yeah.
know, like genres and styles, but it's like now it's like you got, like I said, you got a bunch of motherfuckers not really talking about shit, and then you got those few that everybody kind of pay attention to. It's like rap is kind of like jumbled. It's always been jumbled though.
It has. It has. It's always been jumbled. It's always been kind of all over. It's always been, and I'll tell people, I find beauty in that, jumble effect, because it's like, it's something for everybody in hip hop, literally. Even the people that be like, yeah, hip hop ain't shit. It's vulgar. It's fucking the younger generation up. You can always go find an artist that's going,
like I said, go listen to fucking Megadeth, or go listen to like songs like
Black Sabbath, or
like the movement with rock and roll for a minute with sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Come on now.
Yeah, that's their saying, bro. Like, that's their whole shit. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Come on now.
We had so many different angles coming from different areas, where it was like, okay, let's say you got like the gangster rap, where it was like, like actual. I'm not talking about like the genre of gangster rap, but like gangsters that were rapping.
Right. Gangsters rapping, yeah.
Right. You had gangsters rapping. You had like Will Smith, who was like, this middle class, like, like lower middle class kid that was just doing this thing. He just enjoyed doing this shit. And then you had so many different types of rappers, like X-Clan, where they was like all Black Power, you know what I'm saying? Public Enemy, Black Power, like, but you got to think about the fact that the civil rights movement ended what? 60 years before we were born?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, about that.
We wasn't even 20 years out. So you got to think about who actually was the one starting this, who started hip hop. But now it's shocking if, like, David Banner drops like Black Fist, because he said a line in the song that like irritated the fuck out of white people. He said, "Keep your white Jesus, go pray to your crosses," right?
Woo, yeah.
Like, man, if you ain't heard Black Fist, you got to hear Black Fist. That he go off. And you got Tito Lopez, where he kind of on the same page, but he's still coming from a Christian standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could probably say, like, I can tell just listening to the song, like, he was probably like, kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this song.
Right. Like, damn, am I stepping out of my element?
He don't go nowhere near as hard as David Banner did.
David Banner just don't give a fuck.
David Banner
he gonna speak his truth, and that's why I like David Banner.
That's another nigga that's a producer that I would love to do. I would love to jump on one of his.
Yeah, man, people be forgetting he produced, and he makes some dog ass shit too. Like, nice producer.
Man, there's so many producers out here that don't get no love. Like, the ones you always hear about is Pharrell, Timbaland.
Yeah, Dr. Dre, Kanye.
Dr. J. Dr. J, you ain't even got to say his name, because everybody knows.
Because everybody knows. That's like the staple right there.
Right.
Yeah, but you always hear about it's all the same producers. There's so many producers that slept on. Even in Detroit, like, it's like what, Black Milk?
Helluva.
Not Black Milk, but Helluva, Dilla.
Yeah.
And Black Milk, if you lucky, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. But it's so many more than that, man. There's so many dope producers in the D alone.
Shit, I'll even throw Chris out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, as far as somebody that don't get me kids. Yeah, like, no, what are we talking about here, bro?
It's like in Detroit, nobody, like, you know what I'm saying? You had these I was supposed to do a show. I think that was like 2011. It was either 2010 or 2011. I was supposed to perform, and they got threw off some kind of way, but they had like a beat battle.
Okay.
And they're just listening, like, damn, it's a lot of. It was like 4 or 5 producers. Like, it was like 4 producers or whatever, I think.
Okay.
It went 5 because that wouldn't make sense because they
That was
was
right. 'Cause beat battle, yeah. Somebody ain't got no opponent.
so it was like 4 producers. Out of the 4, I could say 3.5 of them, all of the shit was dope as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these different types of beats, but like it was a beat battle, so they knew what type of audience they was dealing with. So they came with some shit.
Right.
And it was like at that point in time, it was like trap type beats. But like some of them, the music was so out cold, and the other ones like the percussion, the drums, all of that shit. Like, man, I want to do a song personally where it's just like, okay, like back in the day, like old school rap, where you might get like nothing but drums and some scratches. Like,
straight up like break shit.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to do one. I've been talking about that for years though. Like, I was like, shit, a break beat
and just go
stupid.
Just go dumb on that bitch.
I ain't heard nobody else do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
not since they was doing it. Not since they was doing it on a regular. Ain't nobody brought that style back. Like, you know, it's been so many older styles of production that these artists have brought back and did in their music, but that hasn't been brought back yet.
Right. It's like, okay, yeah, just like, you know, like that's why I be talking about like that boom bap. That, I promise you that shit will fuck around and turn me into a fucking monster.
Real shit.
Because I ain't got to compete with the music.
Right. And it's literally you. Like, they're listening for you. And the drums are just there to keep you on point.
That's like, if you listen, like, I don't know where the whole 16 bar thing came in, right?
That's a good question. I have no idea
what turned it into 16 bars. Because you listen to some of them older songs, like, you might have one nigga rapping and he got like 20 bars. You got another one that got like like number like 18. You got another one that's just going stupid. Like, you
just 40 bar your ass out or some shit. Like, damn.
Right. So it's like, okay, where did the 16 come from?
I think that had to be some radio shit. Because I don't recall that being a rule until rap became like industry. And in order to fit certain songs in the amount of time that the radio allotted, they just like, all right, the best amount where you could still get your shit off, but still get on the radio is 16 bars. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but that's the only thing to me that makes sense. Because if we do it what the fuck we want to do, like, why am I limiting myself to 16? Or why must I spit up to 16 bars? Like, some niggas are better at just spitting 8s. Because if you really listen to the radio now and everything that's going on in the industry, 16 bars is kind of dead. Like, niggas are doing 12s and 8s now. And they've limited themselves.
About it. Considering, like, you know, you got a lot of the rappers, like, doing more, like, sing-song type shit.
Yeah.
They not really even writing necessarily 8 to 10 bars. Like, you know, they writing somewhere between 8 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you got these little pauses and all this other type of stuff that's going on with it too.
It's like more like an R&B style of writing. Because when you do R&B, it's more like an 8-bar thing.
Right.
And then the chorus is 8, you know. So they're doing, like you said, more singing and harmonizing involved. Right. So the verses ended up getting a lot shorter.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
you got and I'm not using these as like these niggas as like, you know, a perfect example of like, you know, good new rap. They probably some of the better ones. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like me, my only problem with them is a lot of their shit sounds so much alike that I get kind of just stuck like, okay, this is the same fucking song again. Like, you know? Yeah.
The
words this time.
Yep. So and to make it worse, it's the same rhythm, same different words, same rhythm, and the same
tempo. They're
the same tempo, if not the same tempo.
Right.
Same type of instrumentation, and then the same topics. Like, damn, like how many times you gonna make the same song? You gave me 18 tracks of the same type of song.
But surprisingly, let's see, what was that? Last year, I think Offset dropped his solo shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Offset's solo album was the shit.
And it was way more diverse than the shit he does with Migos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, y'all, you could do this. I didn't know you was capable of doing this because of the shit you do with your group.
And it's like, you know, that's why I'm always talking like motherfuckers be thinking I'm tripping. I'm like, Cardi B be going the fuck off.
Cardi B can rap pretty well.
She actually be going the fuck off. Like,
and you fuck around and put on the right joint, you know what I'm saying? It reminds me of because everybody know that Nicki Minaj can rap her ass off too. Yeah. It's just that the shit we hear on the radio sometimes is deceiving, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like niggas think that that's all to that artist. Like I tell niggas all the time, like Cardi B album, like when she finally dropped her project, it was not bad. I was expecting bad, honestly, because of what I had heard up to that point. And I'm looking at her like, you know, you're not really taking this shit seriously. Right. But the album was tight as hell. I'm like, she not only is she rapping well, but it ain't as vulgar and just about pussy and taking niggas' money as much as I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So yeah, she got talent, especially compared to some of these other niggas. Like,
look, I don't even remember what year this shit came out, but that's on Press, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like shit. When you get to listening to it, like she going stupid. Like she talking that shit. But it's like the way she talking that shit is what make that shit go so hard. Sometimes the artist is not just about the bars, it's about how you saying it, yeah. How you putting it out, how you putting it together. Like, earlier Vinnie was talking about Tone Loc. It's like Tone Loc, he had that voice. He knew who he was.
That's crazy. He mentioned Tone Loc. I've never heard nobody say.
Me neither. That fucked me up a little bit, but I was like, okay, well, shit. Whatever grabbed your attention, you was like, yeah, this that shit. Like,
yeah. Hey, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Like, I think I'm probably the only one out of like anybody in our age group that really was just like fell in love with hip hop in the 80s. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's probably why I listen to the shit that I listen to.
Exactly. I agree.
So it's like, when I'm walking around like Cybertron Clear, and it wasn't even like really a rap song. It was just like, it was kind of like a party song.
Mm-hmm.
That's shit I was growing up listening to. It was like, it's like shit. My sisters are 9 and 11 years older than me, so I kind of had a head start on a lot of people. That's the difference.
Yeah. And even with me, like my brother, I got an older brother, but we didn't live together. So we only saw each other like on the weekends when my grandma, you know, would have us all over. He is 10 years older than me exactly.
Right.
So, you know, when I was 5, he was 15, you know, 6, he was 16. So he was way older. He was very well versed in rap.
Right.
As a matter of fact, you know, when I first heard NWA and artists of that nature, it was through him. But he didn't stay with me, so I didn't get it all the time. It was literally like a weekend thing, you know. So I missed out on a lot of stuff, and that as it was happening, like I went back and did my due diligence and my research. But at the time, it was like, you know, I'm just hearing whatever MTV is playing and The Box. Right. If niggas remember that. I'm showing my age now, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about The Box? I'm from Detroit, nigga. We have video requests because I ain't have cable.
Word.
So shit. All I remember is being like little as shit, and then like, you know, every now and then somebody will request a video that you actually like. We'd just be sitting there watching, waiting on the videos and shit because we couldn't call in. You get in trouble.
Right. Yeah, you definitely.
You just be sitting there watching the videos for this hour, right? And you would look up and you would see a video from like I said, LL Cool J, I'm Bad, nigga. Me and them had the actual the vinyl.
Wow.
That's what got me like, I'm like bad, But even before, like, I mean, around that same time, like, my mama said I used to come running in the house, try to break dance and shit to the Fat Boys Wipeout. Like,
Word.
so I've been a hip hop head since I can't even fucking remember. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit, and I was like, what, 2, 3 around that time. So it's like, you know,
Right.
I've been a hip hop head forever. That's not new.
Right. This is definitely from jump. And I really didn't start getting into it till I was about 5. I used to try to break dance at my great grandmama's house and shit. And I was about 5 years old. And I was still like just seeing it on TV though. I don't think my brother had the vinyl to shit. He had tapes. You know what I'm saying? No vinyls that I know of.
Oh, yeah, record players and everything around the crib. Like
that's a luxury right there. That's dope.
Because my parents apparently used to throw parties in the basement back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I remember being like, I love hip hop. Like that's what I'm like really just like, you know, I'm connected to that one. Like, but man, when I say we had Earth, Wind and Fire, LTD.
What I'm saying, bro, like that was AG shit right there.
Like it was so many artists that influenced hip hop. And that influenced, like, you know, the way that I conduct myself as an artist when it comes down to like what I write, what I don't write. Because if I write something that don't mean shit, it got to be something like King of Rap.
Right, just I'm flexing my skills.
It's like I just like, and even then, it's just like, nigga, I'm just telling you, I'm letting you know that I'm better than you. Like that's just,
right. It's braggadocio at its best. Like nigga, I'm telling you, I'm better than you, and every rapper has done that. Right,
like Curtis Mayfield, Earth, Wind and Fire. Like that's what I grew up on. I grew up on this rap shit too, but it's like, man, the shit that I like once I got older and I started really listening. A lot of the rap shit that I used to listen to, I don't listen to no more. Word. I can't put myself to it. I just put a status up talking about Crucial Conflict not that long ago. I was like, am I the only person that got older and just was not entertained by Crucial Conflict no more?
Nah, you're not the only one.
It was like Crucial Conflict when they first popped up. It was like, oh, okay, well, shit, yeah, smoking on, hey. That was like, what, 95, 96?
Something like that.
Nigga, I'm just learning how to smoke weed.
Word. So
it was like, okay, bet. Like, shit. Man, smoking and that's what the fuck we was listening to. We'd be sitting there, we kind of bopping to it, but shit, you high as fuck. You don't even know how fast your head moving. You might be on beat, you might not be sometimes. Shit.
Word, you blow. You enjoying your high. Nothing wrong with it.
You know what I'm saying? So and it's funny how many people said I ain't never like them. I'm like, y'all lying like a motherfuckers. When Hay dropped, everybody
fuck with Hay, bro. Like
everybody fuck with it.
I didn't even smoke and I fuck with that track heavy.
Shit. That might have contributed to me for smoking as long as I did. Like, you know,
like shit, man. Like, are we niggas is bugging if they say they ain't like that shit?
So it was a few people popped up like I ain't never like them. Like, yeah, whatever.
Hey, y'all lying.
Right, so you telling me all you was listening to? Let's see, what 96? All you was listening to was Tupac, Big. Let's see. Nas, Jay-Z, who was really just like finally getting the name for real.
Yeah, Jay-Z first shit ain't dropped to 96. That was just and niggas lying if they was listening, if they said they was listening. I ain't gonna say they lying, but a lot of niggas wasn't listening to Jay-Z in 96 because Reasonable Doubt, really niggas wasn't talking about that. Like Volume 1 was when people
the funny part was everybody was hip to Reason. Everybody was hip to Can't Knock the Hustle.
Yeah. But niggas ain't go out
and I think that dropped in like 95. Because if you remember back in the day, like they used to do like they'll start dropping singles like a good year.
Dropping singles about a year, almost a year ahead of time. Yeah, absolutely.
Because back then you could chart for like a month and a half, 2 months or whatever. If
exactly.
you had
Exactly. A lot of times they would gauge that on if they gonna drop your album or not. You had to drop way early because it was like, if this shit don't chart, nigga, we ain't dropping your full length shit.
Mm-hmm.
Label fuck around and drop your ass or some
So
shit.
it's like Can't Knock the Hustle. I think the single actually dropped in like 95.
Mm-hmm.
And
niggas knew what it was.
Jay-Z was not like the greatest rapper and all of this shit up until like what 2003.
Right. He didn't really get his like niggas didn't start looking at him like that till the 2000s. I would say more so. I would say 98, 90, because remember it was a time frame where it was literally Rockefeller, Rough Riders. And they was like the top dog.
Like Rockefeller, Rough Riders, No Limit, all of them was all just doing the damn thing.
Right, just killing it. And Jay-Z was the front runner for Rockefeller, obviously. And people started looking at him as like one of the best around 99, 98, 99, 2000. And then he became that nigga 2001, 2002.
At that point in time, this nigga DMX was dropping so many fucking albums.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was killing the game out the gate.
Niggas sleep on DMX.
And they shouldn't.
People forget about that DMX freestyle on that DJ Clue album.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
People forget about a lot of shit. What Jay-Z did every year was he dropped a hit for the summer.
Yep. All day, summertime artists dropping them hits for the summer.
He would drop hits for the summer. Money, Cash, Hoes. He was not the nigga. His verse was not the one that everybody paid attention to.
Nope.
When he did the remix, nigga, it was Myth Bleak and it was DMX. Ain't nobody Jay-Z verse.
I packed 3 nines like the year. Like, you know what I'm saying? That Jay-Z ain't say that one, did he? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was bugging over everybody else's verse but Jay-Z's.
Man, listen, I fucked around. This ain't hip hop, but like I pointed out, like, okay, I was like 98. I had posted a picture of like the album cover for Drew Hill, Answer to Drew, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, if somebody tell me this wasn't the coldest album, I mean, niggas tried to roast me.
Oh, shit.
Niggas serious? I was like, dog. Everybody, if you was around in 98, everybody was fucking with this album, nigga. Everybody.
Man, Drew Hill, bro, they was nigga popping. Like when I was like 8th grade and all that shit, like
man,
early high school, nigga. Come on, now.
Like, sleeping in my bed, all of that shit. That was on the first album. Then you had like How Deep Is Your Love? What was the other one that like all the females loved to death? It was April Showers.
Yep.
These Are the Times. Nigga, Drew Hill was going crazy for a minute.
He was killing it, bro. Like killing it.
Rap shit. Like, you know, because I know I listen to more than rap shit. Even in high school, nigga, I'll be sitting up there listening to all kind of shit. Like, niggas forgot all about Ideal with Creeping and motherfucking
shit, I forgot about them motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, I had all of that shit. I can still tell you till this day who stole my CD because she never brought it back to me.
Wow, but somebody got you.
Like, no, she was like, hey, can I borrow this CD? I was like, hey, you can borrow it. My dumb ass.
Never saw it again?
Never saw that motherfucker again. Niggas forgot about Profile. Niggas forgot about a bunch of motherfucking R&B artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas forgot about a bunch of rap niggas.
Yeah, forgot about a bunch of rap niggas, yeah.
Like, it's been more rap niggas that I think people forgot about than singers.
Definitely. And I think now it's kind of like, you know, I feel like the genres are so mixed. Like, it's almost like rap has become R&B and R&B has become rap. R&B not really popping no more. It's kind of weird now, bro.
It's like the NBA. Like you don't have any particular position anymore. It's like that's what they say. Like what they call the NBA is the positionless league. It's like, okay, you don't like have
power forward,
point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and the center no more because everybody kind of doing the same shit.
Everybody shooting. Everybody a shooter now.
Right. So it's like, if
Ain't
you
no
got a shooter, you don't fit.
defense is dead and shit. Like,
Like shit.
That's
If
it,
you
crazy.
play defense, now you stand out because you a defensive player. Like,
Exactly. At first, it was just nigga, you still hooping. You're a basketball player. Now it's like, oh, he a defensive guy. Like, no, man, this nigga playing basketball.
right.
That's what everybody's so used to shooters and scorers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody do the same shit, like you said. Ain't no big man. The number 5 position is pretty much dead at this point. Like, they used to build whole teams off of the center.
Yeah. Look at
Now it's like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
a man that can score 100 points by his fucking self, missing more than half his fucking free throws. Come on now.
that shit is nuts.
Hey, come on. That's crazy. And that was before they was even taking stats like they do now. Now it's all about analytics and shit. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's all about numbers. It's all about numbers.
The game, man. But it's the same shit as hip hop.
Mm-hmm. So it's all about numbers, what you selling, who you affiliated with. Is no longer about skill and playing your position and all that type of shit. It ain't genres are all mixed together now.
When it was just the culture, before a business hit the rap game, when the motherfuckers started seeing like, oh, this shit making money. Like, you know, before it turned into that, everything was
before it became a business corporation.
Like, Rakim got the first $1 million deal.
Yep.
The first $1 million. $1
million. $1 million. I'm currently reading his book right now. It's a good ass read. The Technique, Don't Sweat the Technique book. Yeah. Shit is good as fuck. And it talk about all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, you got the battle rappers, don't talk about none of the old school battle rappers and none of that. Like,
in fact, we get it to this point where they're almost shitting on them. Not necessarily directly, but it's like, yeah, things didn't change and you can't come with that old style. And I get what they saying, but you still got to pay homage, bro.
Right. And see, I said that some years ago, but you and Al Jones was on my head on some bullshit.
About battle rap?
No, just about like old school hip hop, period. Like, you was kind of like in the middle between this, like whatever. Because
I understand both sides. I understand where Jones was coming from. I understand where you was coming from.
You know what I'm talking about? He said all the old school rap sounded like a bunch of robots rapping this shit. I was like, no, it don't.
Right, yeah. You definitely came to the defense. And I was like, you know, I get where he coming from, because if you go back and listen to...
That's probably the shit that he was hearing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it depends on how far you go back, too. Because in the 80s, I mean, because you got to think about anything when it's first... It's just made. Like, what the fuck you expect? Like, rappers didn't even know exactly...
Like, I look at it this way, bro. Like, all the rappers... Like, that started off with just like pretty much like the hype man for DJs, if you think about it.
Yeah. They was not the front and center. It was the DJ.
It was like, you know, they had their little shit that they would say here and there for every party. And then it evolved into like, okay, people writing verses and shit. But I mean, it didn't all sound like robots, like literal robots. Like, cause he was thinking like what's a perfect song that everybody like? Planet Rock. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No.
That's what he was saying. And I was like, no, they didn't sound like no. All of them didn't sound like robots, bro.
That was like a one and done, low key, like Planet Rock and shit, all that.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Zulu Nation and everything
Zulu
like that.
Zulu Nation, fucking what's his name? Africa Bambaataa and all that type.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was like Planet Rock. That was like Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation or something.
Zulu Nation and shit. Like, everything wasn't like that.
In the 80s, it was like damn near a lot of the black music had that computer voice going. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that Roger Troutman type thing going.
Yeah,
and shit.
You know what I'm saying? See, Al Jones was just like, no, I don't like rap from the 80s because all that shit sounded like such and such. I was like, no, it didn't. That's just like me. That's like me. So, like, by the time we turn 40, I'm like, everybody sound like motherfucking Future. Like,
right. And it's like, no, it don't, man. You just don't listen to enough to know what don't and what does.
Right. Like, so it was like, man, no, that's not what it sounded like. And you was kind of stuck in the middle because you probably ain't banged a whole bunch of like, well, you had probably, but it was like I brought up Dana.
I thought he was talking about like the way they rapped.
No,
like as far as like kind of like ABC-ish. But like I was saying, it's supposed to. It wasn't. It hadn't evolved yet. It was brand new.
Right, it was growing. Like that was.
Yeah, it was growing. It was growing. It was in its infancy stages in the 80s.
It wasn't like it was coming from singing and going into better singing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was literally some brand new shit. Like this was like brand new genre, bro. Like poetry on a beat.
And so I mean, if you think about it, back then, like a lot of the motherfuckers used the same beats as each other until you got to like certain niggas that started making beats.
Exactly.
Like the Curtis Blow and like all of them, like that era. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where people could like start doing different shit because everybody wasn't using the same break beats and shit.
Exactly.
Which is why the DJ was important.
Right, because they kept that shit in order and they gave you a sound.
Like you would see that DJ on stage going crazy. He ain't do nothing. You ain't never hear him hardly say shit. He introduced the group while he mixing and scratching and all that shit, right?
Right, yep.
But he was important to the group, which is why if you look at it, like back in the day, it was like DJ such and such and the group. Like, you know what
Right, yep.
Eric B and Rakim.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That type of shit.
Right, like the DJ was important.
Yep. That's why I say I wish that part would come back. That's why I encourage these young artists to go find you somebody that you got that chemistry with, man, because having that producer / DJ, you know, just somebody to make sure that sound is good, because I think that's what separates every artist from just a regular ass SoundCloud artist. Like the artist that's really popular.
How many DJs nowadays are actually even fucking DJs? Like
you mean like scratching or shit?
Like that type of DJ. How many DJs you got left? Nowadays, you can fuck around and call yourself a DJ, set up a laptop and plug up to some speakers.
Yep, and just have your mixes on your fucking Windows Media Player or some shit.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm standing up here with these vinyl records. Gotta find the perfect point before I even get
loop. Yep. It ain't too many of those left. And I wouldn't even say
it's some, I'm sure, but
it's some out here, but it ain't like you got DJ Los and DJ Head. This is just from Detroit. But at the same time, it's like that's like I could name 3.
Shit, King David.
King David. Out of all the niggas in Detroit, I could only name about 5. So yeah, it's not many. But the thing about the DJ, I feel like the producer kind of replaced the DJ as far as finding that person that you got chemistry with.
Right.
And that's more so what I'm talking about. Like I don't think niggas should go out here and search for a DJ. I mean, that's great. That's super great if you find one.
Yeah, shit.
You can. Hell yeah. You just looked up. But on the average,
if you actually got a DJ.
Right. You got a DJ, nigga?
If that nigga pop up with a coffin case for his turntables and every fucking thing else, and then come with the speakers and everything, man, yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I fuck with that heavy, and I think a lot of people should take up on that because it's a missing piece of the genre. Like it's you know, and it's like an open space in the market and shit. Like some people need to, and that's the problem right now. One of the biggest problems right now is everybody want to rap.
Right.
We got enough rappers. Nigga, be a DJ, be a fucking producer or something.
You want to be a rapper or you want to do graffiti?
Right. And even the graffiti game.
It started off with so much more.
Right, man. Like,
you have like the breakdance battles.
Where the B-boys and B-girls at? Don't nobody want to dance? Don't nobody want to hip-hop dance no more? I will pay a motherfucker if they was on some B-boy, B-girl shit at some of my shows.
You can spin on your lip and I got some bread.
Yes, I will pay you for that. Like, I don't need another rapper on stage with me.
I need to see this shit again. Yes. It's so much that I can say the last 20 years then took away from hip-hop.
Yeah.
Not rap, hip-hop.
Hip-hop, bro. Hip-hop, because rap is very much alive. Everybody rapping.
Right.
But I think because the balance has shifted, I think that's why we got so many rappers because nobody doing nothing else in hip hop no more because
The
the
thing was,
rapper
rapper became so prominent because of
exactly,
voice.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be up front. Everybody want to be the voice.
We got a techno fest downtown in Detroit. I can understand why we probably wouldn't have like necessarily like a hip hop thing. I mean, we had Summer Jam back in the day.
Right, back in the day.
But we didn't have like, like okay, they was on stage and they had niggas breakdancing. Nigga, we had Cheddar Boys and fucking Street Lords and shit. And then like who the main artists were. Like
right.
It's like you didn't have like this elaborate show where it was like, the break dancers and shit were like fucking like staples.
Never.
You look back at like Beach Street, Wild Style, like all of that type of shit, the dance, like the Breakers, and the Breakers had their crews. Everybody knew about Rocksteady Crew and the Jam City Breakers and all of these. Like, you know what I'm saying? From those movies, but they had to be so fucking like prominent to even make it to the movie.
Exactly. Like
you had tag artists, you had the graffiti artists that was just the shit. Like they took they shit just as serious as rappers take they shit.
Exactly, and it was so many more of them. Like right now, Detroit got like Syntech. He do a lot of our graffiti, but I can name just him. Ain't nobody else doing it. Don't nobody want to take up those mantles because it's not the voice no more. It's not the forefront. Everybody want to stand out. Everybody want to be there.
Of course, it's not rebellious because it's like people will pay you to do graffiti on their buildings now.
yeah, exactly. That was another thing that made it appealing back in the day because it was like you'll get arrested if they catch you doing that shit. Now it's like, oh well, you doing it. Oh, that look nice. How about I hire you to do something on one of my buildings type shit? You know what I'm saying? It ain't rebellious anymore.
They took that away, like you know what I'm saying. But I mean, I think some of those artists should have kept going.
They should have. Absolutely, they should have.
Like, I mean, shit. Even if they would have did the shit, like the proper way as as defined by society and whatnot.
Right.
They could have, like, you know what I'm saying? They still would have had names. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them here. Like, I can't think of all their names right now because I was taking a bunch of pictures of them. Like, they were sweet as shit. Like, I was just riding through Southwest Detroit one day and just kept stopping to take pictures. Like, you know, like, damn.
Beautiful graffiti in Southwest. Like, for real.
Man, that's why I'm like, that shit, that's part of hip hop, though. People
that's
don't.
What I'm saying. That part is.
You don't understand the graffiti, the DJ, the breaker, the rapper.
That's the 5 elements right there. Niggas don't even. My man tried to argue me. My boy Soldier, shout out to Soldier. He tried to argue me the other day about hip hop not the heart of hip hop being dead, and he was like, "No, it's not." I'm like, it's beyond just the music though. Like the hip hop culture is definitely dying, if not out of it.
And that's what Nas was saying when he dropped hip hop is dead. He wasn't saying that like niggas can't rap no more.
Right. It was like niggas rapping their ass off, but everything else is gone, man.
Right. And it's like you got like let's see, me, you, and probably like maybe 100,000 other motherfuckers.
Literally 100,000 more people out of millions and millions and billions that fucking rap.
Right.
That don't make no damn sense.
They actually give a fuck about hip hop as a
culture. The culture, exactly. It's just like everybody want to rap, and that's cool, but nobody care about the culture no more. And that's what we got to figure out. You know what I'm saying? We got to change that. Just what we're doing is good, and we're a good start, and we need to spread our influence as far as it can go. So the actual art of hip hop. The culture of hip hop.
That's exactly why when I was like, okay, I'm doing my spinoff of this show, I was doing like it's called Hip Hop and History because I'm doing the history of hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
right.
It's more so blended around, let's say, like I brought up like Busy B, aka Chief Rocker Busy B. You got, unfortunately, Kool Herc passed away.
Yeah, it sucks, man. The OG, the originator.
Like, and I don't like, and then it was like, you know, the whole debate of whether hip hop started in Brooklyn or if it started in the South Bronx.
In the Bronx.
Everybody knows that it started in the South Bronx.
In the South Bronx, man. It's not it's a Brooklyn thing, but it wasn't the originated in Brooklyn.
Well, no, see, this is what they tried. This is what Brooklyn tried to say. It was a DJ named DJ Flowers. Mind you, DJ Flowers was doing none of the shit that turned into hip hop, but apparently he was playing some of the same type of music as Kool Herc around the same time, which would make sense, right?
Yeah. I can see that. Absolutely.
Kool Herc figured out some type of way without the crossfader to fuck around and, like, you know, catch the break beats. So people started doing different dances to it because he would stay on that break. You feel me?
Makes sense. Yeah. So they like, oh, this came from Brooklyn because of that.
It was probably kind of sloppy here and there, but I mean, shit, that's because he wasn't crossfader in 2 records.
Right.
Then came Grandmaster Flash, Bronx
nigga. Yes, sir.
Then you had Africa Bambaataa, Bronx.
Like, what are we talking about?
People circulating around each other at the same time, but the main influence came from fucking Kool Herc.
Yep.
The first rap group. And I don't give a fuck about like that list you had. The greatest rap group that ever existed has to be the Herculoids, even though I ain't never heard shit from them. If it wasn't for them, nigga, there wouldn't have been no
other groups on there. Yeah, I digs. I can't argue with that at all.
That right there, that's the greatest rap group of all time because you would have never had nobody else.
Right. At least most influential. It might be niggas that's greater than them as far as
they're the most influential. Like that's what I'm saying. Be the most influential group of all time.
Yeah. You gotta put them up there. You gotta put them up. You
the greatest of all time is that first one because that made everybody else pay attention.
Yeah, we gotta talk about all that.
Fucking Herculoids and shit, nigga. You would have never had niggas even rapping for real, probably.
You say, even though I never heard nothing from them, they gotta be it though. That's
gotta be. Because niggas, like, okay, the first motherfuckers, like, you know, like they actually got these niggas' names all over the internet. Like if you look up like DJ Kool Herc, when you look him up and you start like reading the history with him, they talk about the Herculoids. They say their names and shit.
Right.
But it's like, okay, shit. The first mainstream rap group was put together out of fucking nowhere. And was stealing lyrics from niggas that was already doing it.
Yep. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Nigga, I'm the CASA and OVA and the rest is FLY. Casanova, Big Bank Hank, my nigga.
Yep. Straight stolen shit, bro.
The original biter.
Yep.
Blew up off this shit, nigga.
And blew up and made it mainstream. Ain't that shit? But that's real shit, man. I'm gonna have to. I gotta go. I got a session in 15 minutes coming through.
I'm about to get off this motherfucker anyway. So.
Yeah, we chopped it up. What is this? 2:30, almost 2 hours and 30. So that's good, man. You got plenty of content to work with. And I love, I appreciate being on the show.
No, this is live. We leaving this bitch raw.
So, there you go. And it got good. It got real good after everybody got off the line.
We can hear you. Motherfuckers can hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Like that shit was kind of confusing at first. So I hope people don't cut it off before it got to the good shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate being a guest. Any other time you need me, y'all know what to do. Hit me up.
For sure. I'm gonna need you a couple days for my shit, cause like we had already had the discussion, but shit, we gonna get a little bit more in depth on mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because mine right now is just, like I said, it's just really your love of hip hop by itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your personal love for hip hop and like without the extra people and all of that. Like everybody trying to answer the question. So
right.
yeah,
That's gonna be live. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
I don't do nothing but live. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'll probably do some shit to like announce shows and stuff, but that's about it.
Right.
Like people like, especially like for me, it's gonna be more so like old school artist tours and all that type of stuff. I do actual videos.
Right. That makes sense. I feel that.
But yeah, shit.
That's live though, man. Keep me posted, bro.
Shit, we got the guest my ass been wanting for the last year or two.
Yeah. Been a pleasure.
My man Xavier Monroe, my fucking sparring partner.
Mm-hmm.
Since 1998, motherfuckers.
Yeah, like 98. You hear that? Like we've been doing this shit for over a decade. Like, come on now, like what we talking about? So yeah, man, I appreciate you, dog. And you know, keep in touch. Hit me up whenever you need me.
All right, for sure. Mercenary to Dine Out. Awkward Minaj, the passion of the mic. Now y'all understand if you actually listen this far. And if you did, please like and subscribe.
Please.
And if you want to send donations to Cash App, no, I'm playing.
hey. If they do, you can't be mad at it.
If y'all did, y'all can send me an email or some shit. No, I'm playing with y'all. Like, but all right, yeah, we out of this motherfucker. Y'all have a good one. We appreciate any listeners that we did get. And please go find any campfire, everything that y'all can go find.
Yeah, Campfire, that's Camp PHIRE. You know what I'm saying? Connection anywhere, you know. We on Bandcamp, we on Spotify, we on Google, whatever, you know, Google us and we come up. It's so much great music. Y'all want to hear some up to date, but still classic hip hop, we got it all day.
Ha! There go the plug right there.
Mm-hmm.
My man Xavier Monroe, man. Love you to death, my nigga.
Peace. I love you, brother. For sure.
Peace.
Peace.